assignment. Scott Cassidy was a pitcher here for the Paw Sox. Traded for Adam Heisdu in the starting lineup for the Red Sox in their win against Tampa Bay today. Gabe Kapler, after a couple of games at Class A Lowell, will be here with the Paw Sox this weekend. Tony Graffinino goes to the Major League Club, but Chip Ambrose, who is an all-star here for the Paw Sox, moves on to the Padres organization. And Kevin Youkilis optioned back to Pawtucket today. Ron Johnson, the manager, tries to keep everyone up to date on the comings and goings.
You know what I do is we just bring it out. I mean, we have our little discussion every day, and I mean, everything's up front. We talk about things, and guys, it's discussed, either when we make moves with the big club or we don't. Because I'd really have them get it all on the table. This is what it is, but the focus and they need to remember is what everything that controls everything takes place at 7 o'clock. And, you know, that's all. We're all fans, and I know guys are interested in the trade, and could have things happen, and they've seen guys go. But the bottom line is go out at 7 o'clock, perform, do well, and everything falls into place as it should.
It's simple. You play well, your chances go up for being elevated to the Major League level, and this Pawtucket team has played pretty well here the last couple of nights, Dick.
Definitely. They're hitting the ball very well. The pitching has been good, especially the relief pitching. They got to get on a roll here to kind of move in the standings, so I expect them to continue to play well tonight.
Let's see what they get from the starting pitching tonight, as Chris Narveson will be on the mound. He's had some ups and downs. The record isn't where he wants it to be, but he's had some pretty good outings. We'll see him on the mound. Have the starting lineups and first pitch coming up next here on Nestor.
Sir, could you tell us how the jury arrived at the guilty verdict?
It wasn't easy. We couldn't tie him to the crime scene. He didn't have any motive. But we kept coming back to the fact that he claimed he was having lunch at Dunkin' Donuts when the crime was committed, and that is not a place that even serves lunch.
There's a surprising new item at Dunkin' Donuts. Lunch. Try a hot, delicious stuffed panini in steak and cheese, chicken fajita, or meatball. Bring yourself back for lunch.
Well, the Chrysler Group's done it again with their most award-winning and freshest lineup ever.
Chrysler Group vehicles are projected to retain their value better than Ford or GM.
Chrysler Group vehicles have significantly improved quality over the last 3 years.
You know, there's still something missing here. Announcing Employee Pricing Plus. Everyone in America can get the employee discount plus up to an extra $3,500 cash allowance. So remember, if you can find a better car, buy it. Now we're talking.
Blue skies above McCoy Stadium as we welcome you back here to Pawtucket as we are just about set for the Paw Sox to take the field. Game 3 of this 4-game series between the Paw Sox and the Louisville Bats. Ron Johnson's squad. Well, there you go. They're on the field, and Ron sends them out there as they're coming off a couple of wins against Louisville here in the first 2 games of this series. Let's take a look at the Louisville lineup. Leading off will be a switch hitter, Santiago Perez. He plays left field. William Bergola is the shortstop. Edward Encarnacion is the third baseman. Chris D'Onofrio is the center fielder, batting at .322 this season. Pedro Swan, the designated hitter. Alex Pelaez at second base. Dane Sardinia at catcher. Ricky Bell at first, and Alex Fernandez bats ninth and plays right field. The Bats facing left-hander Chris Narveson.
Okay, Chris. All right, Narveson. All right, a left-hander. This situation, he's doing pretty good. He's basically a fastball slider, cut fastball and changeup. But his fastball, his cutter, and his changeup is the one he used mostly.
Let's take you through the Pawtucket defense, and you know it's a little short-handed too as you take you through it, Dick. As Dustin Pedroia unable to play again here tonight.
Again, so we start the outfield with Lockwood in left, Lombard's playing center, Sherrod right. All right, we got Wooten at third base, Machado at shortstop, Berg at second base, Pettigini at first base, Shopik is catching, and of course on the mound, Narveson.
Kelly Shopik's been very hot at the plate. Dustin Pedroia had the right wrist hit by a pitch, and he's been taking a seat here this week, trying to rest it. Did not participate in batting practice today. Brad Cole behind the plate, Jimmy Roebuck at first. Scott Berry, our umpiring crew, here on a beautiful night here at McCoy Stadium. Very warm here today, but certainly not as humid as it's been in New England the last couple of days. So a perfect night, we can call it, for baseball here at McCoy. The The Paw Sox winning last night's meeting between the Bats and the Paw Sox, 15-6, 5 home runs for Pawtucket, 10 walks by Louisville pitching. We'll see what happens here today as Ron Johnson's squad in the middle of an 8-game homestand, trying to stretch their winning streak to 4 games and try to move up in the division standings. They've squeezed their way out of the basement. They're trying to move up a little farther. First pitch is down low from Narveson for ball 1 to Santiago Perez.
Perez is he's got some hits in this thing. He's 4 for 7 in the 2 games.
That one just missed for ball 2, 2-0. Perez switch hitter at 297 on the season. 2-0 pitch. Strike 1, 2-1. That caught the corner. It's even up at 2-2. Narveson's last outing was Friday in Ottawa, a 4-3 loss for the Paw Sox. No decision for Narveson in that game. He gave up 2 runs in the first inning. That one's fouled back. Count will hold at 2-2.
Perez doesn't hit as well from the right side. Strikes out a little too much according to scouting reports.
Two pitch. Swing and a miss. There is a strikeout. One away here in the first. Good fastball there for Narveson. You'll see a cutter from him as well. That seems to be the pitch that is working the best for him in this first season with the Red Sox organization.
And Perez, of course, again from the right side, swinging at a pitch that was a little out of the strike zone. That's where he struggles.
Shortstop William Bergolla steps to the plate. He's hitting at 300. 2 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Looks at ball 1. Pitch from Narveson. Down the middle, 1-1. Narveson acquired from Colorado right before the start of the season when Byung-Hyun Kim was finally shipped out by the Red Sox organization. Narveson, the player, coming here to the Paw Sox. Charles Johnson also involved in that deal. That one's just out of play. Roberto Pedagini ran out of room. And a lot of talk has been about who are the aces in the Red Sox organization. John Papelbon has moved up here to AAA Pawtucket, made a couple of starts. Narveson, some may consider him a fringe guy. I mean, this is obviously an opportunity here at the AAA level to prove himself and help his stock. That one's fouled out of play. Count holds 1-2. Narveson's last win June 5th. 0-3 with 4 no decisions in his last 7 starts. But Ron Johnson quick to point out before the game, I do not care about records. Records mean nothing to me. He's pitched well. He hasn't had the luck when it comes to getting a win, and certainly everybody likes to win, but at this level the development, and that's what RJ has told us time and again, is the most important thing to him. Kelly Shopik calls time and will come out to talk with the lefty.
You know, you have to have luck in this game. No matter how much talent you have, the ball has to bounce the right way. You have to be in the right position at the right time. So it's a lot of combinations of things to make you have a successful year.
Success for Narveson begins with control. Didn't walk a batter in his last start. That one's fouled off. Count holds it 1-2. Has 42 walks this season. Earned run average just under 5. Working to the second batter of this game, William Bergolla, shortstop. For Louisville, struggling this year, much like the parent club, the Cincinnati Reds, and that's what happens. The Reds struggle. They dip into the farm system. So there's been a lot of comings and goings for Louisville. There's a spot on the bench for Bergolla after he's down on strikes. 2 away, 2 strikeouts for Narveson.
Looks like his changeup here, which is one of his out pitches. Maybe a splitter. The ball went down pretty good. Probably his cut fastball. Excellent pitch.
2 down for the third baseman, Edwin Encarnacion. 306 hitter with 15 homers, 53 runs batted in, ball 1.
Edwin's been 4 for 8 in these first 2 games against the Paw Sox.
1-0 pitch. Down low, 2-0. Encarnacion has spent some time at the major league level. Not too long ago, hard hit ball towards the gap, left center field, chasing after it. It's George Lombard. It goes all the way to the wall. Encarnacion cruises into second base with a 2-out double. There's some around the Reds organization who feel like a couple of these infielders, Encarnacion, perhaps Pergola, could make their way up to the major league level sooner rather than later. And pretty well hit ball by the number 3 hitter, Encarnacion.
And if you notice, that ball was up in the strike zone, so he had a pretty good pitch to hit.
Cleanup hitter Chris Denorfia, center fielder at 322, 7 homers, 37 runs batted in. First pitch, a strike.
He's 4 for 8 in the 2 games. Also hit a 3-run home run in the first game off Abe Alvarez, I believe.
All-American at the Division III level for Louisville now. He's getting some time in. Moved up from the AA level. Quite a surprise this year. Already with 55 hits. Narveson looks Encarnacion back. Denorfia looks at strike 2. 1-2. Rick Sweet, his squad on the road, looking for their first win here at McCoy Stadium here in this 4-game series. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball carrying to center field. Lombard takes a couple of steps back. He's under it, puts it away for out number 3. Encarnacion stranded at second. Paw Sox coming to the plate here in the first.
Captures the best in baseball like 2K Sports, the #1 rated sports series of 2005. Get Major League Baseball 2K5.
You know, you could have sent a car.
Rated E for everyone.
This is the famous Budweiser beer. How do you make such a perfect taste? Start with only the finest all-natural ingredients. Blend them together in a traditional brewing process. Age it with beechwood chips for a distinct flavor. Do all of this, and you'll have the perfect beer with a taste, a smoothness, and a drinkability you'll find in no other beer at any price. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
Great crowd filling in here at McCoy Stadium, the home of the Paw Sox. Beautiful night Wednesday night here in Rhode Island. Scoreless after the top of the first. We're heading to the bottom half of the first, and here is the Pawtucket lineup. George Lombard will lead off for the Paw Sox, center fielder, with 14 home runs this year. He's been throughout the lineup. He's leading off here tonight. Dave Berg back off the disabled list. The veteran bats second. Roberto Perugini with his 16 home runs in the number 3 spot. Kelly Shopik has been red hot at the plate. He's the catcher batting fourth. Mike Lockwood, Jeff Bailey, Sean Wooten, Justin Sherrod, and Alejandro Machado round up the lineup. All to face very solid right-hander, Elizardo Ramirez.
All right, he's had 12 starts. He's 5-2, has an ERA of 3.11. He's pitched 75.1 innings. Okay, has 9 walks compared to 46 strikeouts.
Really good control. When you see 9 walks in 75 innings of work, that means he'll throw a lot of strikes.
Definitely. He has a good changeup and curveball. His fastball anywhere from 88 to 93.
From the Dominican Republic, rail thin, wears number 45. Very familiar look out there on the mound for us tonight as we take a look at what's behind Ramirez and that Louisville defense.
Okay, Perez is in left. Denorfia is in center. Fernandez in right. Encarnacion at third base. Pergola, shortstop. Pelez at second. Bell, first base. Ramirez pitching, and Sardinia catching.
Here comes the first pitch to George Lombard. Looks at strike 1. George, as I mentioned, can really move up and down the lineup. Lead off cleanup. He'll show bunt. Can hit at the bottom of the lineup. Really up and down. And now there's a little transition here for Pawtucket with Chip Ambrose, their all-star, traded away yesterday to the San Diego organization. Lombard chopper to second base, grabbed there by Alex Fernandez on the first one away. Ambrose had really had a tremendous season. I know you get a chance to see this Pawtucket team a lot, Dick. Chip had really established himself here at this level. Maybe he'll get a shot now at the major league level. The Marlins, after 6 years, maybe had given up on him, but Red Sox saw a little something in him.
We did. He did very well all spring. He continued up here at Pawtucket. You know, a really good center field, a quality kind of person. Now I'm hoping he gets a chance with Kansas City.
That's right, Kansas City. Thank you for correcting me. Feel free to correct me, okay? It's been 90 degrees for a couple of days. I don't feel like I'm very sharp right now.
You may have to correct me more than I'll correct you, I'll tell you that much.
Off to Kansas City, along with Juan Cedeno in the deal that brought Tony Graffinito to Boston. Here's Dave Berg. Looks at a strike. It's 1-2.
Dave just getting back after having a little bit of an injury.
Yeah, missed a week with a left leg contusion. 1-2 pitch. 93 on the radar gun here at McCoy Stadium. From Ramirez. 2-2. Off speed, and Berg fouls it off. Count will hold.
Ramirez feels his fastball has been his most effective pitch, but he wants to use his changeup more often to try to set up the fastball.
2-2. Chop to short. Bergola up and throwing, 2 away. Well, let's see this matchup. Roberto Petaggini, who's been very good against right-handed pitching, at .315 on the season, 16 homers, 52 runs batted in. The lefty slugger will stand in there against good right-handed pitcher in Ramirez. If you'd follow the Paw Sox this year, you know Petaggini's coming off 6 terrific seasons, playing professionally in Japan, coming back to the States, giving it another shot, try to make it to the major league level again. One, just foul. 0-2.
Roberto has a quick bat. His bat goes to the ball very, very quickly, and it's one of the things that makes him such a good hitter.
Native of Venezuela, turned 34 last month. Well, obviously up there in age. 0-2 pitch coming. Goes the other way on the 0-2, grounded to short. Bergola to first. Looking into the sun is Ricky Bell, who puts it away, and a 1-2-3 inning for Ramirez. We move to the second, scoreless.
The Providence Journal. Everyone has their own reason to read us. What's yours?
Hey, I went to the bank today.
Say, honey, I'm not going to be able to help out as much as I wanted to.
Baseball. It changed to 4 o'clock. No running in the house.
Hey, who is this other kid?
Some friend of Jane's had a meeting or something, so I said he could stay home.
Want a faster way to get things done?
My sister's coming in this evening.
I know.
Get your life insurance from SBLI.
Oh, that's fine. Listen, honey, I'm going to need the car all day.
With SBLI, you can get a free quote over the phone, even apply over the phone. Call SBLI for your free quote.
Where's the phone?
I don't know where it is.
The Providence Journal. Everyone has their own reason to read us. What's yours?
Yeah, Terry, thanks. I got it.
Hey, announcer boy. What is that, tonight's lineup? Remember, that's Y-O-U-K-I-L-I-S.
It's the lineup for July on NESN, and it's N-E-S-N. This month on NESN, the Sox face critical midseason matchups. NESN hits the gridiron with exciting CFL action. And don't miss Charlie Moore's Summer of Fun with hot episodes all summer long.
I like what you did here, but shouldn't you always put the pregame show before the game?
Right. Good idea.
Works better that way, announcer boy.
Oh, great night for the kids to be out here at McCoy Stadium. Think about it. No school, maybe camp tomorrow. So come out here. Mom and Dad let you sleep late. Go to bed late tonight.
Perfect.
Perfect indeed. As we move to the top half of the second inning, the 5, 6, and 7 for Louisville against Chris Narveson. Narveson's last win, as I mentioned, June 5th against Richmond, an 11-3 victory. It improved him to 3-2 on the season, but has not picked up a victory since then. There's been some hard luck losses. He's left with the lead several times, and they've had bullpen problems here too.
Oh,
in
definitely.
Pawtucket. It happens everywhere. First pitch to Pedro Swan in there for a strike. Swan at 279, 10 home runs, 51 runs batted in. That's in there for strike 2. It's 0-2.
Swanee's kind of a slashing left-handed hitter. Hits the ball down the left field line a whole lot. He also pulls the ball with a little power. Has a pretty good knowledge of the strike zone.
0-2. Catch the bat more than the arm. Sounded like it was a little soft contact, but a foul ball. 0-2.
Ball ran in on him. Fortunately, the bat.
The 0-2 will wait. Here it comes. Jammed him. Narveson will have to play it. Turns and takes his time to throw to first. 1 away. Narveson drafted by the Red Sox back in 2000. Second round pick. Drafted by the Cardinals, I should say, back in 2000. A second round pick. 53rd overall. So high draft pick now in another organization. Moving over from St. Louis. Red Sox got it from Colorado. And as I say, you know, you wonder, one of those guys maybe on the fence a little bit. Yeah. Lester and Papelbon are getting all the accolades right now in the Sox system, but maybe Narveson could pitch himself into some elite company. Ground ball to shorts. Waiting on it is Machado. Throw to first. Pettigini has it. 2 away.
If you can throw left-handed and you can throw strikes, believe me, they don't give up on you too early.
You could have a long career, right?
You could have a long career. Absolutely.
So quickly 2 down here in the top half of the second inning for Narveson. Now bring up Dane Sardinia. Sardinia at 213. 8 homers, 26 runs batted in. Number 7 hitter. First pitch in there for a strike. Guy coming off an outing like Narveson where he didn't walk anybody last time out, and Ron Johnson saying before the game, you know, throw strikes, don't walk a lot of guys, he's going to be in good shape. Got behind the first few hitters of this game, but we've seen here getting that first pitch strike in there, getting ahead.
First pitch strike is so important, getting ahead.
Setting the tone. Everybody looking for the ball. Machado's got it. Nice easy inning. 1, 2, 3 for Narveson. We go to the bottom of the second scoreless.
I like my steaks rare, my lawn short, and I like whole milk. Yeah, whole milk is real milk for real men.
The real man is in for a real surprise. He's about to try Simply Smart Milk. It's a low-fat milk without the watery taste. In fact, Simply Smart fat-free tastes like 2% milk. And Simply Smart 1% tastes like whole milk.
Tastes like whole milk. Men, we found our milk.
And it's Simply Smart Milk.
I feel good.
You can feel good about Hood.
There's a place where adrenaline flows, speed rise shotgun,
On your left,
and the rubber burns.
Nice work, gentlemen.
ESPN Russell Racing Schools. Hands-on racing packages will get you up and running for the ride of your life. Or to battle for pole position in your own car. Sign up for the Performance Driving Tour at a track near you. For more info, call 800-733-0345 or race on over to ESPNRussellRacing.com.
We're back here at McCoy Stadium, heading to the bottom half of the second inning with the cleanup hitter, Kelly Shopik, coming to the plate, and Shopik has been red hot. Home run on Tuesday. That followed 2 home runs in Monday's win. Shopik now up to 20 home runs on the season. I asked him what's accounted for this power surge.
You know, I think just getting my swing back together, getting out of my mode of trying to hit the ball out of the yard. A lot of times I get carried away when I hit a few, of trying to hit some more. You know, it started up in Ottawa, and I was like, okay, I just need to make some more contact, get the ball in play. Had probably about 8 or 9 straight singles. And then now the last few days, some home runs have started coming off of that. So, you know, it's just a matter of being consistent with your swing to where you're not changing, trying to do something that you're, not that you're out of your element, but to where you get a little out of kilter.
Out of kilter, and it's interesting. He's up to 20 home runs, but he mentioned getting all those singles started him on this road to some power. And sometimes when you try to swing from fences, well, I should say a lot of times, you're not going to hit home runs. So sometimes if you bring it back a little bit, like Kelly said he did, he's up to 274 now on the season.
That keeps your eye on the ball and keeps you from pulling off the ball. Absolutely. That's what all these hitting coaches try to get him to do. Use the middle of the field, just like Manny does, you know. It's important.
And you can see Kelly, even though he had some time with the Red Sox from May into June, missing some time here in Pawtucket, right up there among the league leaders in home runs.
And I'll tell you, he doesn't hit too many cheap ones either.
2-0. 2-1. Shopik sent back down to Pawtucket on June 12th. Count evens at 2-2. Kevin Youkilis optioned back here to Pawtucket today. He's not expected to be in uniform. He has 72 hours to report. But we'll probably see him down here tomorrow.
I would think
he's
so.
been
Knowing
pretty
him,
quick about returning.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be here tomorrow. I'd be very surprised if he wasn't.
Third time he's been up with the Red Sox. Now coming back down to Pawtucket. Shopik looks at ball 3, 3-2. Youkilis option back here to make room for Tony Graffinino, who was in the starting lineup for the Red Sox today in their win against the Devil Rays.
Ramirez has a really easy motion. I think the ball sneaks up there with that motion.
Shopik, good eye, ball 4. First base runner of the night for Pawtucket.
Confident at bat, if you notice. I mean, he didn't jump at the ball. He just was nice and smooth and easy to the ball. It shows a little confidence right now.
I'll bring up Mike Lockwood, left-handed hitting left fielder at 259 with 9 home runs, 40 runs batted in. Shopik on first, nobody out here, bottom of the second. Easy first inning for Ramirez. 3 batters, 12 pitches. Now forced to work a little bit here in the second.
Lockwood was 3 for 8 with a couple of home runs in the first 2 games, and he hit them very, very well.
3-run home run last night. That's off the glove of the first baseman Bell, and everybody's going to be safe. Ricky Bell couldn't come up with it on the backhand. Lockwood safe at first. Shopik down the second with nobody out.
Well, the ball came up a little bit on him, but he should have made the play. Actually, I thought he had time to get in front of that a little better than that. Kind of played it off the side a little bit.
Runners on first and second, an error to Ricky Bell. And here's Jeff Bailey. Strike 1. Bailey at 279, 4 home runs, 8 runs batted in, the designated hitter for the Paw Sox here tonight. One from Ramirez. Ground ball third base, stepping on the bag at third, moving on to second, trying to go around the horn for a triple play. A triple play turn by Louisville.
Wow, that's a first here, I think.
Encarnacion de Peleas to Bell. Triple play for the Bats. You know, the reputation is they're a pretty good fielding team. I think they proved it here on one play.
Absolutely. I think the key there was the third baseman, Nacion, the way he got rid of the ball on kind of on 1 foot. Right? That was, I know it.
Well, you landed on 2 feet after that trip around the horn. We go to the third, scoreless.
Tropicana Orange Colada from Dunkin' Donuts, made with real Tropicana orange juice. Finally, there's another way to get all the refreshment of oranges. Dunkin' Donuts. Bring yourself back.
Shopping around for high-speed internet access? Well, there's cable, and then there's DSL. Both are fast, so how do you decide? Verizon Online DSL gives you the power of MSN Premium at no extra cost. Cable doesn't. Get all this, or you can get this for a lot more a year. Verizon Online DSL cable. It's kind of a no-brainer here.
Are you ready for more? More interviews, more highlights, more Sports Desk.
Sports Desk, New England's fast-paced first word in sports, will now be a comprehensive 30-minute sportscast.
More Sports Desk means more of the teams and players that matter to you.
Now, Nesson Sports Desk gives you twice the coverage from New England sports leader, evenings at 10.
Can you handle more?
Turn to the expanded Nesson Sports Desk after Sox coverage, mornings from 5 to 9.
Well, you know, Dick Berardino's been around the game of baseball much longer than I have. I can't remember too many triple plays here down at McCoy Stadium. How many have you seen down here, Dick?
This is the first I've seen at McCoy Stadium. I've seen some in the big leagues, but not here. But watch how he gets rid of the ball on one foot. That's in a good turn at second base. Of course, Bailey's not too fast, so that kind of attributed to the... There he goes. That's rid of it quick.
There you have it, and that's much appreciated by the Louisville dugout. So we go on to the top half of the third inning. That's one way to snuff out a rally.
Oh, I guess.
First and second, nobody out. But credit to Louisville to turning to the triple play. And now they step up in the top half of the third inning. We're scoreless as Ricky Bell comes to the plate. Drives one deep to right center field. Back going Sherrod, and it's over his head and off the wall. Bell turning for second, has to hit the gas a little bit, slides in safely for the leadoff double. So Bell, who looked like he was opening the door a little bit for the Paw Sox there in the second inning with the error, he had the final out on the triple play, and he leads off the next inning with this leadoff double. Second base runner of the night for the Bats. So while Bell dusts himself off, we have perfect timing because we have the vice president and general manager here of the Paw Sox, Lou Schweckheimer, is with us in the booth. Before we talk about what we're going to discuss here, Lou, how many triple plays have there been here at McCoy Stadium?
That's a good question, and I'll tell you what, I know Bill Wanless has the answer.
You think he does? All right, let's get Bill on that one if he's not already. I'm sure he's got. This is where history happens. I mean, you know, I'll do without a 33-inning game here today and tomorrow and the next day, or however long it takes. But a triple play you don't see every day.
Think of the quality time you get to spend with Dick if that happens.
Oh boy, it's always quality time. Alex Fernandez at the plate. This is our third time here with Nesson this year, and we've talked quite a bit about what has been going on here. You had the All-Star game last year. Wade Boggs going into the Hall of Fame this year, something we want to talk with Dick about. But you also have an international event coming here at McCoy Stadium very soon as the Bats tossed out there. And down on strikes is Fernandez. Tell us about that event.
It's exciting. When we did the ballpark over in 1999, we promised that we'd try to bring as many national and international events to McCoy as we could. And if you remember, in 2000, we had the USA Olympic team here. Guys like Mark Teixeira vying for a spot, and Mark Pryor and Xavier Nady, and it was exciting, and we had a sold-out crowd. And this really, working with USA Baseball, is our second time to do it at McCoy. We're excited. It'll be next Wednesday night, and we'll play Italy. So Dick's very happy.
I'm very happy, but I can't cheer for Italy.
Yeah, no, who are you cheering for, Dick?
That's going to be a tough decision. Me and Malzone and DiMaggio, we're going to have to think this one out.
It's an exciting time for all of us because, you know, the memories of the first time that USA came against Taiwan, the game was tied in the bottom of the ninth on a two-out homer. And in the bottom of the 10th, Teixeira hit a walk-off home run, which was spectacular.
Well, you know what? You got to Di Sarcina could be on it. You got to get him involved too. You
right.
All the Paisans around, right?
Get them all involved.
Now, how will the week unfold? It just won't be a game. You guys just don't do a hey, come to the ballpark and watch this game. I mean, I'm sure you'll treat your guests with great respect too, and show them the town, and show them the state.
The community has really rallied around the event, and as always, we expect a sold-out crowd, and a lot of fun for the players. We figured we only had the 2 teams for 24 hours. So from the time they hit the ground in Rhode Island, they'll have a reception at the State House hosted by the governor. Governor Kacheri has always been a huge fan and supporter of Paw Sox baseball, and we'll start with a great festival there.
Perez grounds to short. Moving on to third is Ricky Bell with 2 down.
And the crew has really worked for the last 16 months to do a first-class job. Our entire staff has worked, and we'll have a cultural festival before the game, and pregame will highlight native Italian dancers and singers, and all really exciting, colorful, festive pregame type activities will take place. And then we have a celebration of Rhode Island history with all the original 9 militia units from 1776 do a march on a fife and drum, and we might have Dick sing a little bit too.
You don't want to ruin the festivities.
You can sell tickets now. My gosh, you'll make money off that.
I've seen him coach third, you know, and he sings while he's coaching third.
Fly ball. Lou, hang around for just a moment, okay, so we can find out some more information about the event with the Italian team coming in here to McCoy Stadium. The Paw Sox coming to the plate, scoreless in the third.
General Motors employee discount treats everyone like family.
At Quirk Chevrolet, we'll treat you better than family.
The GM employee discount made June an all-time record month for Chevrolet, and at Quirk Chevrolet, you'll still save like your family, better than family, with up to $4,700 additional savings. So this loaded Z71 Silverado extended cab 4-wheel drive is just $22,956. The GM employee discount means you save like family, better than family, with up to $4,700 additional savings at Quirk Chevrolet, Hogan Road, Bangor.
Now that's getting it done.
Hi, I'm John Scherer, CEO and founder of Video Professor. Well, I'm the one that makes computer learning quick and easy with these CD-ROM lessons from Video Professor. I'm so confident that my product will work for you that I'm going to send you any one of our $70 lessons absolutely free. If you're serious about learning to run the computer once and for all, try my product.
To get your free computer learning CD, you must call now. Call 1-800-598-5797.
As the Paw Sox come to the plate, bottom half of the third inning, we're visiting with Paw Sox Vice President and General Manager Lou Schweckheimer, who was telling us about the international event that will be here. And it's funny, you say it's going to be in a 24-hour window when you play Team Italy here coming up next week. But think about the All-Star festivities last year. I mean, that was spread out over a few days. Now you're just going to have to concentrate everything right away.
We had great practice last year. And
I was going to say, that's probably a good warm-up.
Yeah, the 3 days really kept the crew on their toes. We really set the bar high for the league, and everyone was really proud of the way things happened. And we thought we'd take an abbreviated version of that and give the 2 teams coming to Rhode Island a wonderful glimpse of the community, the partnerships that we've developed, the relationships with all of the fans, and they'll have a chance to mingle on Federal Hill, which is one of the great Italian neighborhoods in Rhode Island, on the day after the game for a little bit. Our friends on the Hill at Bender and Angelo's have been great, setting up a wonderful time for the players, so they'll have a nice memory to take back.
Sean Wooten grounds to short to lead off the bottom half of the third inning. So tell us all the details, game time, and some of the other events that fans can participate in addition to the game.
We'll have, beginning at 5 o'clock, gates will open, and we'll have a wonderful pregame for about an hour. All of the native dancers coming in from all parts of the Northeast will set the tone, singing and dancing, and fans are welcome to come early, bring your camera. We'll have a meet and greet with the players at some point in the pregame. And then following that, we'll have a really nice introduction of the players, Olympic style. We'll have the exchanging of the gifts, and for those of you who like fireworks, we have a huge cannon tribute to the 2 teams, and then it's showtime.
And then they're off back to Rome after they have a little whirlwind tour on the East Coast before they get here, and then it's arrivederci, literally.
It really is.
Here to McCoy.
It really is, and as I said, the one thing we're really proud of is when we built the new McCoy Stadium, we thought it would be a wonderful venue to showcase to the entire world, not only New England and Rhode Island, but the entire world, you know, how New England fans and Paw Sox fans really appreciate their baseball. And this is another opportunity to show the world that we have the best fans in all of baseball right here in New England.
Hard shot to short, Pergola up with it. On to first. 2 away as Sherrod is retired. 2 up, 2 down here in the third.
What's interesting, too, is Lenny DiNardo, who's on our staff now, was 3-0 on this very team in 2000. Had an ERA of about 1.86 and really was a great lefty on that team. And you look at the names from that team. Ryan Howard, who's making a big splash now in Philadelphia, was the first baseman. And Teixeira led the big leagues last year with home runs, and just a tremendous group of young athletes. You can't say that enough about the job USA Baseball does in selecting the cream of the crop in the college world to represent the country and have some fun out there.
And it seems like it's developing into a partnership. Maybe they won't be here every year, but at least you had the 5 years ago, and now you have this year. Maybe you can get them back here again, because you obviously treat them pretty well.
Sure, and again, it means the world to them to have 10,000 people in the ballpark and to really showcase all of the.
There's Lenny.
There's Lenny right there.
There's Lenny.
Good-looking guy, huh?
You know, he can sing a little bit too.
I'm sure he can.
No, I think you got Dick singing. Lenny plays the guitar. There's your pregame ceremony.
We're on the road.
Look at the talent too, with the Abe Alvarez feeding the seeds.
The talent, you know, it's hard to believe what some of these guys can do, isn't it?
It is. Really is.
The no-look catch of the seeds.
We don't want to upset Bronson Arroyo, though, if we start singing and playing the guitar.
Well, Bronson does not have this talent that's on display right here. Lenny, outstanding.
Lenny joined us for the press conference, and he remembers so many of the details of that tour. They started at Dodger Stadium and concluded here at McCoy, and played at Shea Stadium in Hawaii. And he said that the largest crowd they had on the entire tour was right here at McCoy.
Really?
Great.
Yeah, which was great.
Well, you guys always put on a first-class operation, whatever you do. I mean, the All-Star game last year was a perfect example. I mean, that was a tremendous affair for 3 days here. I mean, I had an opportunity to be a little bit in the part of it, and we had a tremendous time.
It was something that we'll all treasure for the rest of our lives, and to see the entire baseball world come to McCoy, it was really something, when you look back on it, was a lot of fun. You hate to see it end, but to go to Sacramento and see them replicate many of the things they saw here was special too.
Oh, definitely.
That one's thrown away. Thurgola and Bell, there'd been a lot of that connection here in this game, but with the sun setting, you wonder sometimes over at first base as Bell was.
Yeah, I think it probably was a situation where he couldn't pick up the ball. I don't think it was a bad throw, but we'll see it on the replay here.
And you can see the setting sun, and we'll see if Bell.
Well, it was bad. Actually, well, he couldn't see it, but it wasn't a good throw. It wasn't a good throw, but he couldn't see it either. Maybe they'll give a double error.
I'll just give an error to the shortstop.
I think so, yeah.
With 2 down.
Dick is very modest, but I think he hit a ball pretty far in our All-Star game home run derby.
You know, I knew there had to have been something else behind it, Lou, that, you know, I needed to ask a follow-up question. How far did you hit it? Did you hit it Shopik far there, Dick?
Oh, no.
In 20 years, it'll have gone over the red roof.
You kidding me?
Right beyond
20
the shot,
months.
right beyond the shortstop, and I crushed it.
Back to the top of the order, George Lombard. So next Wednesday, right? Week from today?
Wednesday, 7:05. Get here early. Great pregame ceremony, and it'll be a lot of fun.
It'll be interesting to hear the response and the reviews from the national team once you take them up to Federal Hill. I have a feeling that what will be prepared for them up there will be every bit as good as back home.
You know, there's very few places you can take the Italian national team and wow them, and Federal Hill is certainly one of them.
I think that's right up there. Ball in the dirt off the second is Machado. He'll make it in there without a throw, so he's down in scoring position with 2 down here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, Kathy and I have eaten on Federal Hill, as you know. Okay,
sure.
It was great.
Sardina blocked it momentarily, but it was far enough for Machado to make it down to second base.
Breaking pitch, which he's still working on. Down and in.
So it'll be a big week for the Paw Sox, because you got Italy here, then you've got a little contingent going to Cooperstown, right, to help Wade Boggs celebrate his induction into the Hall of Fame, which is he is your guy going in.
He is something special. I can remember in the early days in 1980, Wade was here 3 hours before game time taking batting practice, and I know Dick had him in Elmira.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's a proud moment when one of your own goes to Cooperstown, and
you're not kidding.
We've had a lot of laughs with Wade through the years.
You know what? Dick thought that this is as far as he'd make it.
That's right. That's right. My
Dick
evaluation. Okay.
Off the third goes Machado, trying to steal third, kicks the ball away, and is up and taking off for home. No throw, safe at home. Paw Sox on top, 1-0. The third baseman, Encarnacion, they've gotten a little banged up on the play.
Looked like he was limping going after the ball because he didn't go after it full speed. Ball might have hit the runner too. Might have hit my chicken pot of Machado. Yeah, I think it did. I think it hit his foot and kicked over the bag.
Tough play for Encarnacion to throw from Sardina too far towards the runner, putting him in a difficult position in harm's way. Grounded back to the pitcher by Lombard. That will end the inning, but not before the Paw Sox get on the board. Lou, thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Best of luck to you coming up next week.
Appreciate it.
And we'll talk more to Dick about his analysis of Wade Boggs. One that almost got away from Mr. Berardino coming up.
That's right.
Sir, could you tell us how the jury arrived at the guilty verdict?
It wasn't easy. We couldn't time to the crime scene. He didn't have any motive. But we kept coming back to the fact that he claimed he was having lunch at Dunkin' Donuts when the crime was committed, and that is not a place that even serves lunch.
There's a surprising new item at Dunkin' Donuts. Lunch. Try a hot, delicious stuffed panini in steak and cheese, chicken fajita, or meatball. Bring yourself back for lunch.
Hey, I went to the bank today.
Say, honey, I'm not going to be able to help out as much as I wanted to.
Baseball. It's changed to 4 o'clock. No running in the house.
Who is this other kid?
Some friend of Jane's had a meeting or something, so I said he could stay here.
Want a faster way to get things done?
My sister's coming in this evening.
Get your life insurance from SBLI.
Oh, that's fine. Listen, honey, I'm going to need the car all day.
With SBLI, you can get a free quote over the phone, even apply over the phone. Call SBLI for your free quote.
Where's the phone?
I don't know where it is.
Wade Boggs bronze statue now on July 31st. Same day, former Paw Sox and Red Sox star Wade Boggs gets inducted into the Hall of Fame. Paw Sox fans can receive a bronze statue of the legendary third baseman. The first 5,000 fans entering McCoy on Sunday, July 31st, when the Paw Sox host Syracuse at 1:05 p.m. Same day of the Hall of Fame ceremonies, including inducting Boggs, will receive the coveted collector's item of Boggs bronze from his playing days in Pawtucket.
I think they should have the next day the Dick Berardino bronze statue of you shaking your head saying he's never going to amount to anything.
Not quite.
Tell the story. Come on. Just.
Well, basically, you know, his first year he only hit 252, and he struggled in a lot of areas, and he was below average in a lot of areas. But his great work ethic, okay, is what got him to what he did. So I evaluated him to a point where I thought he was going to go as high as AAA because of what I saw, okay? And we kind of laugh at it now because he's going to the Hall of Fame, so that doesn't make me too good of an evaluator, but we're delighted, and my wife and I are going to be there.
So you're going to go to Cooperstown.
Yeah, Kathy and I will be there, yeah.
Wade gives you a little heat for it, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, yeah. He never lets me forget that. Never lets me forget that.
Yeah.
But I don't blame him either. I know, but first-year players, sometimes it's the toughest year because of the adjustment making a pro ball.
Maybe you motivated him a little bit.
Maybe. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. Jim Rice only hit like 6 home runs his first year. Look what he did when he got to the big leagues.
Fly ball left side, popped up just into foul territory. Wooten puts it away. First out of the fourth. Paw Sox getting on the board without a hit in the third inning. Error on the shortstop, a wild pitch. Error on the catcher allowed Machado to come all the way around the score. Well, it should be a great day. You know, we talked to Ben Mondor a few weeks ago and Mike Tamburo about what this means to the Pawtucket organization for Wade Boggs to go into the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. We'll go in July 31st. Ben enjoying the night here as always.
What a generous man.
McCoy.
What a generous man.
Fly ball deep left field. Back goes Lockwood. He will now stop about 10 feet or so in front of the track for the second out. And Orfia out of Wheaton College is retired.
That's not where he wanted to put that pitch, I'll tell you. Fortunately, he got away with it.
Well, we've gone through the record books. The triple play turned by Louisville in the second inning. Last time a triple play was turned in a Pawtucket Red Sox game was last year against Syracuse last August. So it's not that strange, but the last play an opponent turned, last time an opponent turned a triple play was July 28th, 1996. You know who hit into that triple play?
No, I don't.
Guy with some decent speed. You wouldn't think of being able to triple him up. Nomar Garcia-Parra.
Wow.
Now, we don't know if it was an around the horn 5-4-3 like we just saw it, but could have been a line drive by Nomar and a tag situation. As Pedro Swan goes down to first. I would think that Nomar's was a line drive back in '96 against Syracuse. This is what happened here tonight. 5-4-3 around the horn. Triple play turn by Louisville to end the second inning.
That's one of those two where second basemen can cheat a little.
Swan on first after being hit by Narveson, who's given up a couple of doubles in this game, but no runs so far as we play the fourth. Peleas grounded out the short his first time up. 2 outs here in the fourth. Chop foul, third base side. Rick Sweet will scoop it up.
He jammed Pedro on that pitch. He hit him, but he jammed him the first time up and hit back to the mound. So I think he's really trying to pitch him inside.
That triple play turned by the Paw Sox was last year here at McCoy. Wooten diving stop. Trouble getting a handle on it. Throws on the first, and Pettigini was off the bag. Everybody's safe.
It's a great stop. Looked like he might have just had trouble getting him. Once he makes the play here, I think he has a little trouble getting a handle on the ball. Right there is a little hesitation, and then he comes up. I think he wanted to throw to second first and realized he didn't have a play.
First base umpire Jamie Roebuck saying Pettigini was off the bag. So 2 on, 2 out here in the fourth. And the catcher, Dane Sardina, comes up. He popped out the short first time up. Ball 1.
Well, he did a nice job of getting out of it the last time with a runner on second and nobody out. Let's hope we can get away with getting out of it here.
Abe Alvarez and Chip Ambrose were the Pawtucket All-Star Game representatives in Sacramento. You see they were joined there by Sardina. Alvarez, a late addition to the All-Star team, pitched an inning out in Sacramento, where the most memorable thing for the Pawtucket All-Stars was the game time temperature, 100 degrees. That first pitch. Looks like Abe and Lenny's seed trick. Hey, Abe. Has ceased for the moment.
He knows how to eat those sunflower seeds, doesn't he?
Well, starting pitchers have a lot of idle time.
Boy, I guess.
Don't
they sure do.
Fouled back. 2-2. Swan is at second. Peleas is at first. Sardina is at the plate. 2 down here in the top half of the fourth inning with Pawtucket on top 1-0. They've won 3 games in a row. Trying to stretch that streak against Louisville here tonight. 2-2 pitch. Fouled back. Sardina's got some pop with the 8 home runs on the season. But behind the plate here tonight has one of 3 errors for Louisville. Count runs full, 3-2. So the runners will be going with 2 down.
That's where it's important, if the ball's hit on the ground, to at least knock the ball down and keep it out of the outfield. Save a run if we can.
Narveson gets the sign from Shopik. The 3-2 pitch. We'll do it again. Fouled off out of play right side. Sardina, the lone Louisville bat representative at the All-Star game in Sacramento. Long at-bat here against Narveson. Here comes the 8th pitch of the at-bat. It's the payoff pitch again. Swung on, hit deep to left field. Going back is Lockwood. Back to the track, looking up. That's gone. A 3-run home run by Dane Sardina. The All-Star has put Louisville on top 3-1.
I'm sure we didn't get this ball in the right location.
It was a 3-2 pitch from Narveson.
Yeah. Looked like it was right down the middle, maybe in the middle inside, up about belt high. He got a good. He hit it well.
Fourth hit of the night for Louisville, and they're finally on the board. It's 3-1. The 9th home run this season for Sardina. Now we'll take a little of the sting away from the error that allowed the Pawtucket run to score in the bottom half of the 3rd. Swing and a miss by Ricky Bell. Check it, A.J. Zapp is hitting for Bell. Zapp has been hot at the plate, so we'll see if we get a report for the change. One-two pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th inning. Pitch hitter A.J. Zapp at the plate. Two. Ran it inside to strike him out. 3 runs in the 4th for Louisville. They take a 3-1 lead.
Tonight on Nesson Sports Desk.
I'm Ronnie Deutsch. I have settled IRS tax bills for only $20. $20.
Ronnie was able to help us settle this debt for only $20.
Saved me $34,000.
Saved me $10,000. When she says that she can settle this for pennies on the dollar, she absolutely means it.
You deserve a fresh start. Let me help you settle your IRS tax bill.
Call the law office of Ronnie Deutsch for a free and confidential tax analysis. Call 1-800-862-5400.
If you don't have health insurance, you're paying too much on medical bills. Well, that stops right now. Welcome to Prudent Choice. Prudent Choice is a network of premier doctors and hospitals offering huge discounts of up to 60% on health care services. And because Prudent Choice is not health insurance, there are no deductibles, and you can't be turned down for any pre-existing condition.
Call Prudent Choice in the next 9 minutes and get 2 months free. Call 1-800-696-0477.
What is that, tonight's lineup? Remember, that's Y-O-U-K-I-L-I-S.
It's the lineup for July on Nesson, and it's N-E-S-N. This month on Nesson, the Sox face critical midseason matchup. Nesson hits the gridiron with exciting CFL action. And don't miss Charlie Moore's Summer of Fun with hot episodes all summer long.
I like what you did here, but shouldn't you always put the pregame show before the game?
Right, good idea.
Works better that way, I trust the boy.
Back at McCoy Stadium, 3-1 Louisville on top of Pawtucket. Be sure to join Nesson tomorrow night as the Red Sox travel to the Windy City to take on the Central Division leading Chicago White Sox. First of 4 in Chicago. Nesson's pregame coverage begins at 7 p.m. That'll be a great challenge for the parent club coming up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday at U.S. Cellular Field. Sox getting a win today. Easy time of it against Tampa Bay, getting 6 early runs. David Wells picking up the win against the Devil Rays as the Sox make it back-to-back victories. Heading off now to Chicago. Fly ball to right field from Dave Berg. Fernandez under it, 1 away. One of the more interesting box scores shaping up here. Triple play in the second inning turned by Louisville. No hits in that inning for Pawtucket. They scored a run in the third inning without getting a hit. Still looking for their first hit as Peggiani steps to the plate here with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Ground ball up the middle, base hit. There's the first hit of the night for the Paw Sox. Peggiani aboard with 1 away.
I think that's the second hit of the series. I'd like to see him get hot tonight.
Peggiani known for his power, but has gone a little cold when it comes to the home runs. Last home run was July 9th at Syracuse, so it's been a little while for Peggiani, but still getting on base, leading the International League in on-base percentage. He's now 1 for 2 tonight. Here's Kelly Shopek. Shopek to left field, swinging at the first pitch. Perez puts it away, 2 down. Shopek is now 0 for 1 with a walk, and now will bring up Mike Lockwood, who reached on an error in the second. Lockwood with the home run power as well. We look at what Shopek and Peggiani have done, but Lockwood with 9 home runs, but come in bunches. Home runs each of the last 2 nights. Looks at ball 1 down low. Ramirez looks over towards Peggiani. Pitch to Lockwood. Fly ball left field. Perez has it. Paw Sox get a base hit, their first hit of the night, but can't do any damage. We go to the 5th, 3-1 Louisville.
Bargain Network, the place to find real bargains. Buy cars from bank and government seizures. This car sold $500. This car sold $800. IRS, DEA, repos, impounds, and more. This car sold $500. Find thousands of cars and homes available right now in your area. Foreclosed homes and distressed properties are selling for as low as $199 per month. VAs, FHAs, HUDs, repos, and more. For current listings in your area, call now. 800-289-6580.
So, you're looking for the best value on your business checking. Hey, we get it. You're trying to grow your business. Well, good news. Free business checking from Sovereign Bank gives you all the features you need with no minimum balance and no monthly maintenance fee. You get free online banking, free cash deposit processing, and a no annual fee business ATM or Visa check card. I told you it was good news. Get free business checking today. It's everything you need to build a better business account. Sovereign Bank.
Take a look at some of the fans here at McCoy Stadium enjoying a warm summer evening here in Rhode Island. This 8-game homestand. Been hot for it so far. We'll see if the winds continue. Paw Sox have to come back in this one. They're trailing 3-1 as we head to the top half of the 5th inning. 9-1 and 2 for Louisville. As Alex Fernandez steps in to face Chris Narveson. Showing bunt, offered at it, strike one. Fernandez starting the season at Chattanooga at the AA level. You see his numbers for the Lookouts in 42 games this year. Getting a chance here at AAA, and 0-2 now to Fernandez. Fernandez entered the game hitting .255 in 35 games here for the Bats.
Just throwing him 2 outstanding breaking balls. Let's see if he throws another one.
4 strikeouts so far for Narveson. 1-2 pitch. Fly ball right field. Sherrod drifts back just a touch. 1 down. Back to the top of the order for Santiago Perez. Narveson started him out with a strikeout, then struck out Bergola to start the game. That was followed by a double by Encarnacion. He didn't score. The runs weren't scored until the 4th inning, as Narveson was 1 strike away from getting out of a jam, but made a mistake. Sardina capitalized on it. 3-run home run. 3-1 is where we stand right now here in the top of the 5th at McCoy. First pitch fouled back by Perez. Another player who started the season at the AA level. He played 40 games with Chattanooga, and Dick and I started to talk about at the top of the telecast with Cincinnati struggling so much at the major league level. This is another fly ball to Sherrod and right, moving to his left. 2 down. You got to dip in, trying to find some solutions within your organization before things get out of hand. Now with Cincinnati pretty much out of it, they're one of the few teams in Major League Baseball out of it, so they'll be a selling kind of team possibly here before the trade deadline. Perhaps some of these players will be involved in trades, or maybe more likely a major league player. Now even Ken Griffey Jr. being mentioned in trade talks. Yeah. That's pretty surprising. You're going to have some major league guys moving on, and maybe some of these guys getting a chance earlier than September 1st to move up. That's what happens when a team struggles at the major league level. The Red Sox haven't experienced that here in a while. No. The major league team has played well, and you know, we've seen 11 Pawtucket players go up, 11 different players go up to the Red Sox for different levels of time and lengths of time. And we'll see what happens here with the Cincinnati organization too, and what members of this Louisville team may move up and play for the Reds.
That's why it's so important when you're at a AAA level to focus on what you do on the field, because you know an opportunity can come because of what's happening in Cincinnati or a trade or something of that nature.
Line drive, right field, base hit for William Bergola. 2-out single. He's on at first, and they'll bring up Encarnacion. How about Ron Johnson's approach that he talked about at the top of the telecast? Instead of maybe whispers and rumors spreading through the clubhouse, and we saw it here today before batting practice, he huddles everybody up right on the field. They meet for 5 minutes. He tells a couple of jokes, but basically he's, you know, saying, well, I haven't heard anything from the Red Sox, or, you know, maybe you've heard this rumor. He's just trying to put everything out there, and just keep people in the loop.
I think it's important. I think it's very important to be honest with your players, and RJ is always up front like that, right? And players respect that. I think that's one of the qualities of Terry Francona. I mean, he tells players you know what he thinks, or he's honest with them. And if you do that, don't try to go around beat the bush about it. I think you're much better off.
Swing and a miss by Encarnacion, 0-1.
And some of these guys, you know, AAA players, they, you know, they've been in AAA 2, 3, 4 years. Some of them, they know what goes on. So it's something they can expect to happen when they're in this level.
Throw to first.
You know, as Ron said too, you know, his job is to get these guys ready to help the big league club, right? I mean, sometimes guys come up from AA to the big leagues, but majority of guys come from AAA to the big leagues.
to steal second, successfully stealing second, is Bergola. So he's in scoring position. Pitch was a strike. It's 0-2, and Shopik.
Shopik does look hurt. I don't know whether he slipped making that throw or what happened, but it was a good throw, by the way. Looked like he got his hand in there in time, so I don't know whether he... sometimes when you stretch the throw, you can aggravate a groin or a hammy or something like that, but hopefully it's nothing serious he can shake off.
Well, Shopik's walking out to the mound, and the conversation will begin as Ron Johnson comes out as well. I don't know if Shopik's trying to walk away from everybody. Keep an eye on the bottom of your screen. Now, let's see what happens to Shopik here on the throw.
I don't see that too much.
Greg Barajas, the trainer, comes out with Ron Johnson, but that conversation doesn't last too long. I really can't see anything.
Really can't see anything, yeah.
As he goes out of camera range, so we'll see how that affects him, if at all, from this point forward. Stolen base for Bergola.
All right, let's take.
Oh, he turned his right ankle.
Yep,
There's
very good.
the look
Very
we
good.
needed right there.
Turned his right ankle.
Steps on the right foot of the batter, Encarnacion, and turned his ankle.
That might require just a quick tape job between innings. What is it, blood and guts when you catch?
Even catchers want to keep that to a minimum. Ground ball to the left side. It's a base hit for Encarnacion. Bergola coming around third. Here comes the throw. Shopik there to tag him out. Well, rough inning for Kelly Shopik. Rolling the ankle, takes a bump at the plate, but it all ends well for the Paw Sox. Louisville unable to push that run across. Good throw by Lockwood. Shopik on the other end. We go to the bottom half of the fifth inning. 3-1 Louisville.
Are you ready for more? More interviews, more...
Now this is a deal worth walking all the way across town for. The $2.49 daily special. Every day a different delicious 6-inch Subway sub on fresh baked bread for only $2.49. Heck, just saying the price makes me hungry. Subway, eat fresh.
Love to weigh pounds with Fitness Made Simple's Winter Workout Special. Get 2 of our most popular videos, the 45-minute fat-burning workout and 6-pack abs.
The fat-burning workout blasts away fat by combining lightweight exercises at a heart-pumping cardio pace. And there's nothing better than 6-pack abs for sculpting a lean midsection.
I lost 5 pant sizes in 12 weeks using Fitness Made Simple.
I start and end my day with Fitness Made Simple. It works for me.
Call now to order.
Fitness Made Simple, improving the bodies and lives of men and women everywhere.
Learn how to fight mannequinism. Log on.
58 innings.
You can't catch them all. That's why we rewind.
Tune into Granite City Electric's Red Sox Rewind as Hazel May recaps the week in Red Sox Nation with player profiles, team news, highlights, and more.
Wait a minute. Could we see that again? So sit back, unwind while we rewind.
Granite City Electric's Red Sox Rewind, Monday and Tuesday nights on NESN.
There's some pretty good outfielders in the Red Sox organization. We've seen them mostly at Portland with the play of Brandon Moss and Chris Durbin, an all-star down there. But how about this play by Lockwood?
Well, he charges the ball perfectly, okay, and gets rid of it in very, very quick time and makes a perfect throw. I mean, that's just the way you put it on the chalkboard right there. That was an outstanding play.
Throw was in there in plenty of time, so Bergola didn't even want to bother. A little half-hearted nudge to Shopik. We'll see if Shopik is able to come out here top half of the next inning. Foul ball up into the stands. Off the bat of Jeff Bailey. Bailey grounded into a triple play his first time up. One hit for the Paw Sox against Elizardo Ramirez. That was from Roberto Perugini in the fourth.
Ramirez led the Gulf Coast League in ERA in 2002, so obviously he's a pretty good pitcher. They're very high on him.
Only one walk so far in this game, and really that's maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah, it says he has uncanny control, right?
He's got great control. We discussed earlier as Ramirez got some help in the second inning on the 5-4-3 triple play with Bailey at the plate. Well done around the horn by Louisville. Stopped an early threat. Bailey fouls it off at the plate. Count holds at 1-2.
Bailey has some pop. He can hit one out. He gets everything together. He hit a few home runs in Portland last year, I believe.
Ball, it's 2-2. He was with Portland this year for 43 games and joined the Paw Sox after starting the season with the Paw Sox. Joined them again on June 23rd. First base umpire Jamie Roebuck says yes, he went. Bailey down on strikes, went away.
That's a good call. He went. That hit across the front of the plate.
First strikeout for Ramirez. Doesn't have high strikeout numbers in those 75 innings of work coming into this game. 46 strikeouts. But excellent control, and we've seen it here today. Strike one to Sean Wooten.
Having good control too keeps the defense sharp. You know, he doesn't waste much time. He gets the ball and he throws it over.
Working quickly. The fielder's best friend.
Yeah.
Wooten, one of those Paw Sox players who spent time with the Red Sox this year. If you remember when Doug Mirabelli went on the disabled list, Wooten was called up to be Jason Varitek's backup because Kelly Shopik was battling back from injury. Wooten right down the right field line. It's a fair ball. Skips towards the corner and touched there by a fan down the right field line. So it's a ground rule double for the veteran Sean Wooten.
Went with the pitch. Good piece of hitting right here.
That was a good piece of hitting by the veteran Sean Wooten. He's in scoring position with one down. Justin Sherrod grounded to short back in the third. Ball one. Justin in his second year with the Paw Sox. Right fielder. 1-0 pitch. Inside, 2-0. Sherrod's had good success against right-handed pitching this year, hitting .284 against righties, .234 against lefties. He's in there against the righty Ramirez, set for the 2-0 delivery. 2-1.
Justin's a really good outfielder with some really good power. He just needs to get more consistent. You know, he just gets in these streaks where he goes real good, then he gets out of these streaks. If you don't maintain it for a longer period of time.
Swing and a miss, 2-2. Sherrod, drafted by the Red Sox back in 2000, has made his way through the organization up here to the AAA level. Ron Johnson's eye this year. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Wooten at second. Here's the pitch. 3-2. Wooten takes his lead. Sherrod waits for the pitch. Curveball bends in there for strike 3.
Looked like he was sitting on a fastball.
Second strikeout of the inning and the game for Ramirez. How about going to this pitch?
Yeah.
3-2.
Right. Well, that's the thing he wants to try to do, Ramirez, is to throw the curveball more often, and that was a gutsy pitch, but I'm sure he was sitting on a fastball.
Now bring up Alejandro Machado, who has scored the Paw Sox run here tonight. Reached on an error, scored on an error back in the third.
You know, Alejandro's been a very consistent player for Johnson this year. Hitting about, what, 314?
It's like the same pitch that just punched Sherrod out for strike one to Machado. Alejandro's had success against Louisville this year, and on this homestand, 4 for 8, 2 runs batted in. Runner in scoring position here. Loop down the left field line, falling fast and dropping in for a base hit. Here comes Wooten trying to score, throw to home, and he is out at the plate. Perez charged the ball, couldn't get it on the fly, but just kept moving towards the infield, made the throw, an accurate throw to Sardina. And much like the Paw Sox ending Louisville's inning, the Bats return the favor. 7-2 on the putout. We go to the 6th, 3-1 Louisville.
Lower those utility bills with new custom windows and siding from Empire today. Call right now and get $500 off our already low warehouse direct prices. You'll get energy-efficient custom windows with self-cleaning glass and durable maintenance-free vinyl siding in just 2 weeks. Plus, make no payments till 2007. Energy costs are on the rise. Call Empire today. Get custom windows and siding in 2 weeks and $500 off.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today. To that endless list of reasons why people fly, American Airlines now adds one more: Saturday night at home. Get lower fares all over the continental U.S. with no Saturday night stay required.
Flight 67 to sleeping in your own bed for a change. Enjoy your flight.
And remember to book your travel at AA.com, where you always get our lowest fares, guaranteed. We know why you fly. We're American Airlines.
Interesting line score so far for Louisville. They have 3 errors up on the board, but they've made a couple of good defensive plays. The triple play and now this play to end the 5th inning.
You know, it doesn't look, Wooten's running, but it doesn't seem like he's running as hard as maybe he can, or maybe he just doesn't have enough speed. But it looked like he got a good jump from the time the ball was hit. But the player makes a great play. He doesn't take his time to throw. He throws on the run, which is unusual, but it was a short throw, so he made a pretty good defensive play. Sean's running as hard as he can.
Santiago Perez comes up with the play at the plate. And Ramirez gets out of the jam. So we move on to the 6th, 3-1 Louisville. Tenorfia leading off, having a very good year at AAA after making the move up from AA. Quite a surprise this year. Wheaton College's first ever drafted player, All-American at the Division III school, and playing his college ball not too far from here, and a lot of friends and family, I'm sure. And he's retired here on the soft liner to Dave Berg, 1 down. Here comes Pedro Swan, who scored on the 3-run homer by Sardina in the 4th inning. Boy, Narveson was just 1 pitch away, Dick, from getting out of that jam in the 4th with runners on 1st and 2nd. But Sardina took him deep on the 3-2 pitch with 2 down.
How many times we've seen that when you know something happens, either an error or you just don't get out of the inning, and then someone comes up with a home run.
Narveson entered this inning throwing 75 pitches through the first 5. Works here at the top of the 6th with 1 down. Chop foul, and he's quickly ahead, 0-2.
But you know, his control's been great. I don't think he has a walk, if I'm not mistaken. Has he?
He's hit a batter.
Oh, he's hit a batter. That was
no
it.
walks.
No walks. So his control's been right on tonight.
4 strikeouts for Narveson, looking for his 5th. Swan's going to make him work. played for Ottawa at the AAA level last year. He's had success here at McCoy Stadium at a 2-home run game playing for Ottawa last year here at McCoy. Weather gets warm here. You can see the ball fly out of McCoy Stadium. Paw Sox with 5 home runs in the win last night. A 15-6 win against Louisville. Low scoring so far in this one. 3-1 on a warm night as we play the 6th inning. He went swing and a miss. 5th strikeout for Narveson. 2 down in the 6th.
He's really had a good curveball tonight. He's got his fastball up a couple times, but he's had a very, very good curveball. Or a cutter. That's more of a slider than a curveball, I guess. He seems to throw it 2 different ways.
And we were talking before, Dick, about some tough luck decisions for Narveson. He's gone at least 6 innings in each of his last 4 starts. So he's been able to go pretty deep into games. Get to that bullpen in the 7th inning. Looks like the case here again tonight as he pitches to Pelaez with 2 down in the 6th. That's going to go for extra bases down into the corner as Pelaez turns for second base. It's a 2-out double. Second hit of the night for Alex.
All right, get the replay here. Let's see. Looked like maybe he's trying to throw his cutter, but he didn't get it inside enough. Stayed out right over the middle of the plate. Part of the wood on the ball. You know, sometimes, you know, when you're pitching, it's just it's a tough situation when things don't go your way. Just a quick story. Don Arce was 0-10 his first year in baseball. You know, thought he was never going to win a game, and 2 years later was Carolina League Pitcher of the Year, and eventually went to the big leagues with the Red Sox. So things have to go your way.
Fly ball. Center field. Now the left fielder Lockwood comes over to put it away. That does it for the 6th inning. Louisville leaves a runner in scoring position. They have the lead 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
It's a Charlie Moore Summer of...
Wildfires. If your family doesn't have health insurance, you're paying too much on medical bills. Well, that stops right now. Prudent Choice is a network of premier doctors and hospitals offering huge discounts of up to 50, 55, 60% on health care services. And because Prudent Choice is not health insurance, there are no deductibles, no waiting period, and you can't be turned down for any pre-existing condition.
Join now and receive over $300 in free health care services. Call now and you'll also receive an added bonus of 2 months free with an annual membership.
Now this is a deal worth walking all the way across town for. The $2.49 daily special. Every day a different delicious 6-inch Subway sub on fresh baked bread for only $2.49. Heck, just saying the price makes me hungry. Subway, eat fresh.
Coors Light. Taste the cold.
3-1 Louisville at the end of 5.5. The Paw Sox set to come to the plate. They've mustered only 3 hits.
Here comes some of the key plays
against Ramirez.
Triple play, very seldom seen, but a little cheating at second base, but outstanding defensive play. 3-run home run here. All right, ball out over the middle of the plate. Of course, okay, in this situation, a great throw by Lockwood, home plate. An outstanding play by the left fielder to catch Wooten, second base. To end the inning.
We go now to the home half of the 6th inning, top of the order for the Paw Sox. George Lombard shows bunt, lays it down too hard. Back to the pitcher. Easy play for Ramirez, 1 away.
George, by the way, his wife and himself are proud parents of George Alexander, baby boy, 6 weeks old. Showing me the pictures before the game.
Does George Alexander look more like mom or more like dad?
I think he looks more like dad. His wife, Judy.
George stepped away for a few days that first week of June to be with his wife down in Florida, so congratulations to the Lombards. Dave Berg going the other way. Played perfectly by Fernandez. Takes a couple of steps in. 2 down. What has impressed you about Ramirez on the mound tonight for Louisville, Dick?
Well, he's just he's had a good rhythm going. I think he's used his curveball more, even though he's a fastball pitcher. I think he's changed his pattern a little bit. I think he was throwing more fastballs early in the game. Then threw some key curveballs later. He just seems like he's got confidence, a nice compact delivery, and as the scouting report says, he's got uncanny control.
You look at Louisville's record this year. They're 46-51 entering this game. Record for Ramirez, 5-2 with a 3.11 earned run average.
The thing about his delivery too, it's kind of effortless. One thing that's very good about successful pitchers, and they're not violent out there. And he's not violent. I mean, he's very smooth when he pushes off. He goes right at the hitter. He doesn't fall off the mound. I mean, and he's a loosey-goosey kind of wiry type of kid too. Probably never have a sore arm in his life.
Pedagini fouls that back. Last outing for Ramirez, no decision against Richmond on Friday. 6 innings of work, 9 hits, 3 runs, 4 strikeouts. He's only 22 years old from the Dominican Republic, has already spent some time in the major leagues. Some limited time in relief role with the Phillies last year before being traded over to the Reds organization. 3-2 pitch to Pedagini. Ball 4, and Roberto is on for the second time tonight. He singled back in the 4th. 1-out walk, and Kelly Shopek coming to the plate. Shopek twists his ankle back in the 5th inning. Also was involved in the inning-ending play at the plate. Now steps up to the plate. Shopek walked in the 2nd, flew to left in the 4th. 3-1, Louisville on top. Bottom of the 6th here at McCoy. You heard from Kelly earlier in our telecast about his hot streak that he's been on. You see some of the numbers. Down on the count, 0-2. Swing and a miss. Ramirez continues to impress on the mound for Louisville. We move to the 7th, 3-1 bats.
This is the famous Budweiser beer. With the drinkability you'll find nowhere else. And what is drinkability? It's about blending the finest ingredients. It's about making the perfect beer that's not too heavy, not too light. It's about our exclusive Beechwood aging that produces a taste, a smoothness, and a drinkability you'll find in no other beer at any price. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
162 games, 26 weeks, 1,458 innings.
You can't catch them all. That's why we rewind.
Tune into Granite City Electric's Red Sox Rewind as Hazel May recaps the week in Red Sox Nation with player profiles, team news, highlights, and more.
Diving to make the catch.
Wait a minute. Could we see that again?
Diving to make the catch.
So sit back, unwind while we rewind.
Granite City Electric's Red Sox Rewind, Monday and Tuesday nights on NESN. Tonight on NESN Sports Desk.
Hi, everybody. I'm Hazel May. Patriots linebacker Teddy Bruschi has made a decision on his future, and it doesn't include playing pro football. We'll have the latest for you. The Red Sox bats were hotter than the weather in their series finale against the Devil Rays, and we catch up with the Red Sox top second base prospect, I'll see you later tonight at 10.
Turn to New England's first word on sports, night and day. Nesson Sports Desk, tonight after game coverage. Tomorrow morning from 5 to 9.
God bless America here at McCoy Stadium in Pawtucket. As we move on to the 7th inning, Paw Sox trailing 3-1, and without the services of Dustin Pedroia, who has shot up through the Red Sox organization after playing at the collegiate level last year, played Class A ball a year ago, and moved up to the Portland Sea Dogs. And now, after starting the season with Portland at the AA level, he is here with AAA Pawtucket, but he has a wrist injury and is on the bench this week, resting that wrist injury, hit by a pitch on the right wrist back on June 27th. Here's manager Ron Johnson on Pedroia's status.
Yeah, I mean, he's a real intense guy. This guy, I tell you right now, there's nothing wrong with him. And I'm sure if I asked him to go out there tonight, he'd go out and he'd give everything he had. But we think a lot of him, obviously. I mean, he's the guy that's in the future of this organization. He's still a first-year full-time player. You know, so when you look at a situation like that, you want to err on the side of caution. You want this guy to be 100%. I think he tried to rush back a little bit, aggravate a little bit, and it's just a little sore. So let's take that time now and then let him finish up really strong.
Dustin missed 8 games after being hit by that pitch on the right wrist June 27th at Richmond. Came back, and as RJ said, maybe a little too quickly, but what we've seen from Pedroia, and tell me what you've seen from Pedroia in his time with the Sea Dogs and now with the Paw Sox, he's got a pretty high revving motor and has a hard work ethic. It's going to go hard out there, so it looks like he's going to be the kind of player, if he remains in this organization or if he goes somewhere else, that he's going to have to be reined in sometimes, especially when battling back from an injury.
Yeah, I kind of compare him with David Eckstein, who plays with me in Lowell. Okay, hard worker, knows the game, knows how to play the game, knows how to be a professional. You know, he's gone very, very quickly in a year and a half or so. But it's smart, you know, keep him out until he's ready to be 100%, so you don't aggravate that injury. But I'm impressed with him. Good compact swing, and he's made a good adjustment to second base from shortstop too.
Did not commit an error in 42 games at shortstop with the Sea Dogs, and now with Hanley Ramirez, the shortstop, he was moved over to second base, and Pedroia moving over to second base and playing that position very well, but out perhaps until the weekend. Maybe we'll see him then. I know a lot of fans in Red Sox Nation were wondering, when Mark Bellhorn especially was having his struggles, well, will we see Dustin Pedroia? But I thought Johnson made a good point. Remember, it was over a year ago. He was just finishing up college. You know, right. I mean, he's had great success, but you need to give him a little time to adjust. But now with the injury a little bit, and the Red Sox going and making a trade for Tony Graffinino, veteran utility guy for the Major League club, looks like Pedroia earmarked for finishing the season here at AAA. Perhaps a September call-up, but we'll see.
Yeah, that hits it right on the head. That would be the smart thing to do. I mean, you've got to experience second baseman for the rest of the year, unless he gets injured, and hopefully that won't happen.
Narveson out there for the 7th inning. Got A.J. Zapp to ground the second. Now facing Alex Fernandez with Tim Boucher, the right-hander, warming up in the bullpen. – 2-0 pitch in there for a strike, 2-1. Really one mistake for Narveson, and it came to Sardina in the 4th inning. Sardina hit a 3-2 pitch for a 3-run home run, and that's the scoring in the game for Louisville. Narveson's given up 7 hits, but in that 4th inning hit a batter with 2 outs. Classify that as a mistake, I'm sure. This one hard hit center field. Lombard moving back, won't get to it. Goes all the way to the wall. Fernandez digging hard for second. He'll stop there with a 1-out double. Well hit ball to center field over the head of George Lombard, and Fernandez is 1 for 3.
Looks like maybe breaking ball up a little bit. It's definitely up. I'm not sure from that angle whether it's a fastball or his cutter. But it was definitely up. Okay, this is a better look here. Yeah, it was his cutter, and it stayed up strike zone.
Narveson in there to face Perez. The switch hitter is 0 for 3 against Narveson today. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Bauscher ready in the bullpen. We'll see if this is the last batter that Narveson will face, with Pergola and Encarnacion Denorfia, the righties, to follow. 0-1 pitch. Just outside 1-1.
Tim Bauscher was warming up. Fastball, curveball, changeup type of pitcher. Fastball and curveball was 2 best pitches.
Narveson finished the 6th with 87 pitches. Fernandez on with the 4th double of the night for the bats at second with 1 down. It's in there for a strike, and the count now 1-2 to Perez. Perez struck out to start the game, grounded to short in the 3rd, flew out to right in the 5th. Two and 2.
Yeah, he's kind of gearing up a little bit here. I think this is something that's a good quality in a pitcher. I mean, you know, it's late in the ball game, runner in scoring position. Looks like he's reaching back for a little bit extra in this situation to save that run. I think that's a good quality.
Same pitch, up and away, 3-2.
This might be his last batter if he doesn't get this guy out.
Pawtucket had a 1-0 lead at the end of 3. That was answered back by 3 runs in the top of the 4th for Louisville. That's where we stand, 3-1 in the 7th. Solid line drive back through the middle, base hit. Holding the runner at 3rd is Sweet. So Fernandez will stay put at 3rd. It's a 1-out single for Perez. Runners are on the corners here for the bats. And that will be it for Chris Narveson.
All right, here's the replay. It's just a fastball. Wasn't a bad pitch. Just above the knees, out over the plate a little bit though.
Ron Johnson goes to the mound to take the ball from the young left-hander, Chris Narveson. His night is done. Tim Bauscher comes on. 1 down here in the 7th. Back to McCoy after this.
Tonight on Nesson Sports Desk.
Hi, everybody. I'm Hazel.
What do you want from your TV? Do you want more channels? Or do you just want more control over the channels you have? Do you want to watch your favorite shows when it's convenient for you? Do you want a picture that will excite you because it's as real as real? Do you want movies to play at your command? What do you want your TV to be? With Adelphia Digital Cable, you can have TV the way you want. Upgrade now to Digital Silver with Stars for only $12 a month more for 4 months.
General Motors employee discount treats everyone like family.
At Quirk Chevrolet, we'll treat you better than family.
The GM employee discount made June an all-time record month for Chevrolet. And at Quirk Chevrolet, you'll still save like your family. Better than family with up to $4,700 additional savings. So this 2005 Chevy Cobalt with up to 34 miles per gallon is just $12,959. The GM employee discount means you save like family. Better than family with up to $4,700 additional savings at Quirk Chevrolet, Hogan Road, Bangor.
Now that's getting it done.
Stuff Chris Narveson. He is on the hook, and he leaves with runners on the corners with 1 down, giving way to the new pitcher for Pawtucket, Tim Bauscher.
Tim Bauscher's been in 27 games, has an ERA of 3.47, 2 saves, 25 base on balls, and 46 strikeouts. He's claimed off waivers in December 6, 2004 from Colorado.
Tim was called up to the Red Sox for 1 game, actually warmed up in the bullpen, but didn't make it into a game at the end of April. Returned to the Paw Sox on April 30th. Last time out 3 days ago against Ottawa. Went 2 innings in that game, did not give up a hit. Been very good against right-handed hitters this year. Righties hitting just .219 against Boucher. He is ready, and he'll face Bergolla, Encarnacion, and Denorfia. If we get that far here in the top half of the 7th. 1 down in the 7th inning. Runners on the corners. Louisville looking for some insurance, leading by 2. Bergolla 1 for 3. Singled last time up. Was hopeful to score, but he was thrown out at the plate by Mike Lockwood on a single by Encarnacion. Narveson went 6 in the 3rd, gave up 9 hits, responsible for the 2 runners on base. First pitch from Boucher inside for ball 1.
Fastball is his best pitch. Curveball is second best pitch, and his changeup is third best pitch. Going to Mike Griffin.
Rotates the ball around, gets the sign from Kelly Shopik, and here is the 1-0 pitch. Well, they'll have to wait. Throw to first, close. But back safely is Perez.
That's a pretty good move right there. Ooh.
Again, and not as close this time. Pretty good sized lead down at first base from Perez.
That's why most base runners want to take a lead a little bit behind the bag, so when you do dive back, you dive back to the outside of the bag and avoid the tag as much as possible.
Perez second on the team with 7 stolen bases this season. That's upstairs. Ball 2, 2-0. Louisville, top half of the 7th inning, and a threat going here for the Bats. Boucher on in relief. There goes the runner. Line drive left field. Lockwood reaches up to put it away. Tagging at 3rd is Fernandez. He'll score easily. Ball hit pretty well by Bergolla. It's a sacrifice fly, and it's 4-1 Louisville. RBI number 21 on the season for Bergolla.
Fastball up, I believe. Yeah. Not the spot you want in that situation with a runner on 3rd and less than 2 outs.
So it's a 3-run lead now for Louisville, and here's Encarnacion. He's 2 for 3 tonight. A double and a single. Also fouled out the 3rd. Perez back to first. Pitch from Boucher. Curveball in there for strike 1, 0-1. Encarnacion now up to .310 on the season. Leads the team in games played, at bats, runs, hits, you name it, up and down the line. 21 doubles, now 22 on the season, leading the team. 15 home runs leading the team. Good numbers across the board for Edwin Encarnacion. Oh-2 pitch. Curveball misses, 1-2.
It's a good time for a double play. Get out of the inning. See if we get back in and score some runs.
Encarnacion, one of those players we talked about before, who you'll likely see in a Cincinnati Reds uniform if there's not a trade before the trade deadline. Played in the Futures game at Comerica Park in Detroit. Retired here by Boucher to end the inning. One run comes across for Louisville. 4-1 bats as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
New Englanders have always been a little bit different. A little more proud, a little more particular, which is no surprise to us. We're KN, New England's own brand of the finest quality deli meats and premium hot dogs, seasoned with tantalizing spices. For an irresistible, one-of-a-kind taste and a just-around-the-corner freshness that's been our family trademark for nearly 100 years. KN, the hometown taste of New England.
I like my steaks rare, my lawn short, and I like whole milk. Yeah, whole milk is real milk for real men.
The real man is in for a real surprise. He's about to try Simply Smart Milk. It's a low-fat milk without the watery taste. In fact, Simply Smart fat-free tastes like 2% milk. And Simply Smart 1% tastes like whole milk.
Tastes like whole milk. Men, we found our milk.
And it's Simply Smart Milk.
I feel good.
You can feel good about Hood.
We know what you're thinking. There's got to be an easier way to pay bills. That's why Bill Pay from Sovereign Bank lets you pay your bills in minutes online with just a few clicks. Setup is easy. Simply enter your information once and it's there anytime you need to pay a bill. Then type in the payment amount, choose the payment date, and send. It's that simple. So get Sovereign Bill Pay today. It's fast, easy, secure, and free with any Sovereign checking account. Sovereign Bank.
The Paw Sox are pleased to present the first ever Tim Wakefield bobblehead doll night at McCoy Stadium on July 23rd when the Paw Sox take on the Ottawa Lynx at 6:05 p.m. The first 4,000 fans aged 14 and under will receive this popular collector's edition bobblehead doll of current Red Sox and former Paw Sox knuckleballer Tim Wakefield. The Wake bobblehead comes compliments of Bristol County Savings Bank and NBC 10.
Check out the crowd here at McCoy, hoping the home team could come back in this game, but it's been a tough challenge against Ramirez here tonight. He's on to work the bottom half of the 7th inning, face Lockwood, Bailey, and Wooten. 5, 6, and 7 in the Paw Sox lineup. Lockwood breaks his bat, pops it up to second base. Moving back is Pelaez, and he puts it away, 1 down.
The way he's pitching, hope he's on a pitch count and we can get him out of there. Maybe do something with the relief pitcher. He's certainly done a great job against us tonight.
He's struck out 3, has had great control. Just the 2 walks, and a walk in the 6th as well. Jeff Bailey goes to right field. Fernandez moves towards the line in front of the warning track. And very quickly, there are 2 down. Kind of blowing up your pitch count theory there a little bit, Dick.
I know it wouldn't. I was hoping they'd kind of try to take him a little deeper in the counts as it gets later on in the game. Perhaps maybe he'll get a little tired. But you know, he's the kind of a pitcher where he throws strikes, so you don't want to take too many good pitches either, or you're in a hole 0-2. So.
And also, we saw with the at-bat with Sherrod, you get deep in the count with him. He's going to throw a curveball for an out pitch or something that's a little bit out of the norm.
Right.
And he's shown he's got a lot of poise on there on the mound for such a young pitcher. There's the curveball, and that's pulled down the left field line, foul by Wooten.
Well, I've certainly been impressed with him watching him pitch tonight.
22-year-old. Acquired by the Reds last August, finished off the trade that sent Corey Lytle to Philadelphia. Spent the entire season here with Louisville and has pitched very well. Here again tonight. That's inside, 1-2. There's been one little problem with Ramirez this year. It's been pitching on the road, 1-2 with an earned run average over 5. On the road. At home this year, he's been almost unhittable. 4-0 with a 1.16 earned run average. Has given up a total of 5 earned runs in 38 innings of work. That's
pretty remarkable.
Home.
Yeah.
On the road, he's delivering with a home performance here tonight. As he works in the 7th inning. The lone run scored by Pawtucket came in the 3rd without a hit. 2 errors in the inning led to Machado crossing the plate. 3 hits tonight for Pawtucket. That's in the dirt. Wooten has worked the count even at 2-2.
The old saying about good pitching gets good hitting out sometimes is something that we see every once in a while. It's what happened tonight. He's done a good job of quieting our bats. But it's not over yet, so hopefully we can rebound here.
Curveball. Wooten stays alive.
Not to take anything away from Chris Narveson. He certainly pitched a good ball game also.
I mentioned the numbers pitching for AAA Louisville. It's outside, 3-2. Ramirez got a chance at Cincinnati. Came early as the Reds were struggling back in May, and Ramirez struggled as well. An 8.46 earned run average in 6 appearances with the Reds, about a month's time. So back here at the AAA level, where he's been 5-2. Wooten towards second base. Tough hop. Plenty of time for Pelaez to get the out. 1-2-3 inning. And after 7, 4-1 Louisville.
I love to cry at chick flicks like Untamed Heart. I love that movie. And my fiance, he teases me. So one day I'm in the kitchen and I hear someone whimpering in the den. And it's him. He's sitting there crying in front of the TV. And I say, what? What's on? And he says, oh, it's the USC game on Adelphia HD. I've never seen anything so beautiful. We're working up to Untamed Heart.
Upgrade now to digital silver with stars for only $12 a month more for 4 months.
General Motors employee discount treats everyone like family.
At Quirk Chevrolet, we'll treat you better than family.
The GM employee discount made June an all-time record month for Chevrolet. And at Quirk Chevrolet, you'll still save like your family. Better than family with up to $4,700 additional savings. So this 2005 Chevy Cobalt with up to 34 miles per gallon is just $12,959. The GM employee discount means you save like family. Better than family with up to $4,700 additional savings at Quirk Chevrolet, Hogan Road, Bangor.
Now that's getting it done.
Paw Sox and USA Baseball are pleased to bring the 2005 USA Baseball national team to McCoy Stadium to play an exhibition game against the Italian national team on Wednesday, July 27th at 7:05 p.m. The historic game will be the finale of a friendship series with Italy. The tickets are on sale at the Paw Sox box office at McCoy. Fans can purchase tickets in person, on the web at pawsox.com, or over the phone by calling 401-724-7300. 4-1 Louisville on top of Pawtucket as we go to the 8th inning. The big hit came in the 4th inning. Dane Sardina had the 3-run home run with 2 outs and a 3-2 count. Bergola added an insurance run in the 7th with a sacrifice fly. And the story on the mound has been Elizardo Ramirez, who has gone 7 very strong innings, throwing a total of 88 pitches so far. And defensively, the triple play turned by Louisville came in the 2nd inning. Chris Denorfia, cleanup hitter for Louisville to lead things off here in the top half of the 8th inning. Facing Tim Boucher. Denorfia was 0 for 3 against Narveson, who went 6 in the 3rd, giving up 9 hits, 4 runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Hit a batter. Now Denorfia facing Boucher. Ground ball right side, and it's a base hit, first of the night. for Chris Denorfia. Hear a little cheer go up in the crowd here for the friends and family checking things out here as Denorfia delivers with his first hit. Our sources tell us that is the crowd right there.
All right.
Leadoff single, and here comes Pedro Swan, who's 0 for 2. Hit by a pitch and scored in the 4th. Denorfia went to Wheaton College, but is a native of Connecticut. So New Englander on first with nobody out here in the 8th. Boucher and Shopik will go through the signs again. Juan Perez starts to get loose down in the Pawtucket bullpen. Boucher's ahead 0-2. There you see Juan.
Tim keeps his ball down. He's got a good moving fastball. It's best pitch.
Head here 0-2. Throw to first, and it gets away from Pettigini. Denorfia, look at the speed there. Turns around second. Pettigini bobbled the ball for a moment, and all the way on to third is Denorfia. So a costly pickoff attempt there for the Paw Sox. It's an error to the pitcher, Boucher, allowing Denorfia to go all the way to third base.
Now you're going to have to play the infield in. You can't afford to give him any more runs, and outfielders will move in a little bit too to prevent that looper from getting in between the outfield and the infield.
Swing and a miss by Pedro Swan, and there's one down here in the 8th.
Big strikeout there.
Second for Boucher, and here comes Alex Pelaez. Infield in with one down here in the top half of the 8th inning. It's a three-run lead for Louisville. Curveball, strike one.
Playing a ball game like this, there's always a possibility as a squeeze for an extra run, an assurance run if they can. Not sure, kind of a bunter. Okay. Alex is, but
towards short, looking the runner back as the shortstop Machado, and on to first. The strikeout, the ground out with the infield drawn in. The infield could settle back now to regular depth with 2 down.
Look at third, make sure the runner isn't going.
So Pelaez is retired. They'll bring up Sardina, who has the big hit in this game, the 3-run home run in the 4th inning.
You know, you get 2 outs in that situation, you really got to bear down on this guy. You don't want this guy to drive in that run after the infield was in. 2 batters up there and doing this good job. Gets out of this, it could be a lift for the Pawtucket Red Sox.
Line drive, center field, base hit. Sardina delivers his 4th RBI of the night. Denorfia trots home, and it makes it a 5-1 lead for Louisville. Another clutch 2-out hit for the catcher. The 3-run home run in the 4th came with 2 down. This single to center in the 8th inning comes with 2 down to make it a 4-run lead for Louisville.
All right. Again, the ball's up. Didn't want to get it in the right location. I'm sure he was a little upset with that.
Paw Sox pitching coach Mike Griffin goes to the mound to talk things over with Boucher. Denorfia reached on the leadoff single, moved to third on the error to Boucher. Boucher getting the 2 outs with the strikeout and the ground out, setting up a chance to get out of the inning, but Sardina came through. Here's A.J. Zapp, who's 0 for 2. Ball 1.
Yeah, I could see Timmy was upset with himself. I think that's why Mike Griffin went out there to kind of settle him down a little bit after getting those 2 outs. He was kind of upset giving up that base hit. Good time to go out and talk to him. Two and 0.
The results after that conversation, not what Griffin wanted to see.
You got that right.
Swinging 3-0, and ball seemed to be tailing out of the strike zone. Fouled off 3-1. Zapp hit 29 home runs last year. Power numbers way down this year. He's been trying to find his stroke. Good hitters count right here, 3-1. Good pitch from Bauscher. The count now full.
He was 3 for 4 Tuesday against the Paw Sox.
With Rick Sweet looking on. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Sardina will be off and running from first base with the pitch from Bauscher. Line drive, foul. Sardina will return to first. We'll have another payoff pitch. Louisville, top half of the 8th inning. Some timely hitting from the bats, some terrific pitching from Ramirez. Curveball misses, runners on first and second with 2 down as Zapp walks. And here comes Ron Johnson to make a pitching change. Juan Perez will come into the game. The lefty set to face the left-hander Alex Fernandez here at McCoy Stadium. 5-1 lead for Louisville as Bauscher exits here at McCoy.
You asked me to do some research on the Chrysler Group?
I'm waiting.
They have their most award-winning and freshest lineup ever. 12 vehicles with 5-star frontal crash test rating and projected to retain their value better than GM or Ford.
Yada, yada, yada. You forgot the most important part of all, the deal.
It's Employee Pricing Plus, our employee discount plus cash allowance on Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge.
So I'd say if you can find a better car, buy it.
Couldn't have said it better myself, kid.
Can I clear these for you? Okay, let me just... Empty. I'll just take these out of your way. Done? What about these? Are you guys done? Yep, there we go.
Oh, you know what? That new busboy you hired, he's really working his butt off.
Yeah. I didn't hire a busboy.
This summer, grab some Coors or Coors Light. Look for specially marked packages for your chance to win never released before music downloads powered by Sony from Connect.com. Taste the cold. Get the music.
A beautiful day has given way to a beautiful night, clear night here in Rhode Island. Clear look at the moon high above McCoy Stadium. 5-1 Louisville. Been a perfect night for the bats. The pitching performance and the key hits. And now a new pitcher for the Paw Sox as Juan Perez comes in.
Juan's been in 26 games with an ERA of 5.14. Has 1 save, 18 base on balls, 42 strikeouts. He has 3 basic pitches. All right, fastball, curveball, and changeup. His fastball and curveball are his 2 best pitches.
Bauscher went 1 1/3, giving up 2 hits and 2 strikeouts. 1 run, but responsible for the 2 runners on base here. 2 down. The lefty Perez in the face the lefty Alex Fernandez. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Fernandez with a double and a run scored in the 7th. Oh, 1 pitch in there for strike 2. 0-2.
Two pretty good curveballs to start.
Perez trying to make quick work of Fernandez and then the threat. Just getting a piece of it was Fernandez. 1 run in for Louisville here in the top half of the 8th inning. A 5-1 lead for the Bats. Runners take their leads off first and second. Offering at it was Fernandez, and a strikeout for Perez. Ends the threat, ends the inning. We move on to the bottom half of the 8th inning. 5-1 Louisville.
The Providence Journal. Everyone has their own reason to read us. What's yours?
Dunkin' Donuts Turbo Ice. Iced coffee with a kick. Get supercharged. Dunkin' Donuts. Bring yourself back.
The Providence Journal. Everyone has their own reason to read us. What's yours?
Red Sox fans may remember that face. The guy who was in the Red Sox organization, a native of the Bay State, Steve Lemazny, now in the Reds organization. AAA player here for Louisville. He was with you for a period of time, right, Dick?
Yeah, he's a great kid from Peabody, Mass. Outstanding athlete, football, baseball with Peabody. He suffered a real serious eye injury right here when I was here at Pawtucket a few years ago. He hit a line drive in the infield, just when his career was kind of coming to a peak, too. I'm sure that's his dad up there. I recognize his dad. That's who he's talking to up there in the kind of pinkish shirt. And that's his brother also. I've met the whole family. They're a great family, and Steve's a great kid. Unfortunately, a couple injuries have hurt his progress.
Steve now about ready to turn 28. I know a lot of Sox fans remember that name.
Oh, definitely.
Obviously, Dick takes it another step and remembers family members, which is very nice. It's the Berardino touch.
I don't know. It's always nice to get to know the family. Players usually appreciate that if you take an interest in their family, and of course the family feels the same way.
Steve down the bullpen, backup catcher here for Louisville tonight. Ramirez out there for more here in the bottom half of the 8th inning, and why not? That's his 89th pitch of the night. Facing Justin Sherrod, who's 0 for 2. Shows you the efficiency tonight, Dick, of Ramirez. Sherrod here in the bottom of the 8th, just getting his 3rd at-bat. He's gone through the lineup. Sherrod center field, not too deep. Center there, 1 away.
Well, you know, when we're looking at, some of the reports on him, obviously, it just says, well, as I said before, what makes Ramirez so impressive is uncanny control, sound mechanics, pitching knowledge. You know, he locates pitches just where he wants to them. His nickname Easy because of his effortless arm action. Nice, clean, easy delivery. So it's all added up to that report tonight.
I mean, the report's been pretty accurate from what we've been able to see tonight. Machado scored the only run for the Paw Sox tonight. Swings at the first pitch, fouls it off. Alejandro 1-for-2 reached on an error the time he scored the third. Ground ball to Shorts. Booted by the shortstop. Bergola couldn't play it. That's the fourth error of the night for Louisville. In spite of 4 errors, really not come back to haunt them, except in that third inning when there was the error committed by the shortstop. That's 3 errors tonight for Bergola. Looks like it came up on him too. Tricky little hop.
Little tricky hop right there.
Tough night for Bergola though, when you take a look at it.
When it rains, it pours sometimes. Well, let's see if George can take advantage of this. He's due. He hasn't got a hit tonight, I don't believe.
0 for 3, 3 ground outs. First pitch, low, ball 1. Grounded to second in the first and back to the pitcher in the third and the 6th innings. Attempted the bunt last time up. Paw Sox a swing away from getting right back into this game. 1-1 to Lombard. The closer for Louisville, Chris Booker, gets up down in the Louisville pen. 9,629 fans here tonight at McCoy Stadium, trying to make a little noise, trying to get the Paw Sox back into this one, trailing by 4, but Ramirez quiets them for the moment. And what's left of that big crowd hoping to make a little more noise. Lombard behind an count 1-2. Ramirez goes to the curve. That's how he got Sherrod in the 5th. Couldn't throw it for a strike here to Lombard. Count now even 2-2.
Never did get the crowd into tonight, did we? Just didn't get going at all.
And we saw Booker throwing. Just misses. 3-2. Booker threw an inning last night in the loss to the Paw Sox. Ball 4. Runners on first and second with 1 down here in the 8th.
Looks like he wanted that pitch. He slams the rosin bag down. It's not a good thing to do, especially when you're looking in at the umpire. It's a little bit low. Over the plate, but a little bit low. Good call.
Mac Jenkins, the pitching coach, coming out. Calm down Ramirez, who has made it look easy all night tonight. Moving up to that nickname. We'll see if they ride him out here in the 8th or if they go to Booker for more than 3 outs. Ramirez surely will face Berg here as this conversation continues on. Umpire comes out, perhaps waiting for the umpire to get out there to ask where that last pitch was. Well, Jenkins say something briefly to home plate umpire Brad Cole. Veteran Dave Berg steps in. He's 0 for 3. Big spot here, though. Runners on first and second. Berg just coming off the disabled list after a leg injury. Strike 1. Similar to the pitch that was called ball 4 to Lombard, it seems.
Oh, he made a gesture with his right hand. That's not a good thing to do, I'll tell you. When you're a pitcher, you've got to keep your cool.
to Berg. Ball 1, 1-1. Johnson making sure the base runners keep an eye on him, and it's a base hit left field from Berg. Johnson up and holding Machado, so the bases are loaded for the Paw Sox, and the tying run comes to the plate in the power hitter, Roberto Pedagini.
And now we hear the crowd a little bit, Eric. Got the crowd into it a little bit here. I think we've got a pitching change.
Base hit for Berg. He's now 1 for 4, and that's the last batter that Ramirez will face as Rick Sweet comes to the mound to take the ball after a fine effort for Ramirez. Sweet will turn things over to his big closer as Chris Booker makes his way in from the bullpen. 5-1 Louisville. Paw Sox with a big threat here in the 8th.
Shopping around for high-speed internet access? Well, there's cable, and then there's DSL. Both are fast, so how do you decide? Verizon Online DSL gives you the power of MSN Premium at no extra cost. Cable doesn't. Get all this, or you can get this for a lot more a year. Verizon Online DSL. Cable. It's kind of a no-brainer here.
Millions of American families rely on Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury cars, trucks, and sport utilities. Right now, Ford Motor Company, America's car company, invites you to join the family and pay the same low prices our employees and their families pay. Introducing the Ford Family Plan. Until August 1st, you'll get our discounts on every Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury vehicle at participating dealerships. No hassles, no gimmicks. From the Ford family to yours. Welcome.
Well, we saw a little chink in the armor for Elizardo Ramirez. Lost his composure a little bit. Didn't get the call he wanted against George Lombard. Thought it was a strike. Lombard ends up walking. Berg, the veteran, jumps right on him with a single after that, and that's the end of the night for Ramirez. He goes 7 1/3, gives up 4 hits, walks 2, struck out 3, but leaves with 3 on, and here's the closer, Chris Booker. Opponents hitting just 176 against Booker, who makes his 41st appearance here tonight. What a matchup right out of the blocks here. Bases are loaded here. Bottom half of the 8th inning. 5-1 Louisville. And at the plate, Roberto Pedagini. 16 home runs on the season for Pedagini as he steps in there to face Booker.
I believe Booker pitched 1 inning last night. I believe he pitched the 8th inning last night against Pawtucket. Just to get a little inning of work in.
Ball 1 to Pedagini. 13 of Roberto's 16 home runs have come against right-handed pitchers. Now, back on July 9th, his last home run was a grand slam. Bases loaded here in the 8th. Took the cut, 1-1.
Well, we got the right guy up in the right spot for sure.
Bases loaded, 1 down. Bottom of the 8th. 1-1 pitch. High, ball 2.
Looks like he's going to challenge him with his fastball. Going right after him. Good hitters count. This is where you want to be in this situation.
2-1. Misses for ball 3. 3-1 to Pedagini.
This is where the hitting coach, Mark Badaka, would say, look for your hot zone. That hot zone is where you hit the ball the best.
Pedagini took the rip. Fouled it back, 3-2.
fastball. Let's see what happens.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Popped up. On the infield fly rule called. Pedagini is retired. Big out there. 2 down.
Good pitch to hit, too. And a good pitch to hit. A little bit middle inside. Just going to beneath it.
We go from Pedagini to Kelly Shopek. Let's take a look at the pitch to Pedagini.
Yeah. He knew he missed it, too.
Shopek on a 5-game hitting streak has hit .556 over that streak. On the homestand with 3 home runs so far in 2 games. They appeal to first, and Jamie Roebuck says Shopek did not offer. Ball 1, 1-0. Shopek with a home run on Tuesday. 2 home runs in the win on Monday. 20 home runs on the season. Home run now would tie the game. 1-0 pitch. Challenge there. 92 on the stadium radar gun from Booker. 1-1.
Okay, it's tough to catch up with a high fastball like that. Anywhere from 90, 91. He comes right at you. Booker does.
Bases loaded. Booker steps off. 5-1 Louisville here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Booker got Pedagini to pop up. Pitch to Shopek. It's a ball. 2-1.
Had to get him that time to chase the off-speed changeup, but Kelly stayed back real good in that pitch. He's sitting on the fastball right here, I would believe.
2-1 pitch.
He got
it. There it is. Swung on, hit deep to left field, way back. It's a grand slam, and we're tied at 5.
Well, I'll tell you, he sat on that fastball, and he got it. He turned that fastball around. Outstanding. Outstanding.
Home run number 21 on the season for Kelly Shopek. A grand slam ties the game here in the 8th.
He got the head out good there. He got the head out good. He knew it, too.
Up onto the berm in left field as Kelly Shopek continues his torrid streak at the plate. His 4th home run in the last 3 games. Mike Lockwood shows bunts. So Louisville goes to their closer in the 8th inning. Booker is able to get Pedagini to pop up, but he can't get one by Shopek. But now it's quickly 2-0 to Lockwood.
You know, the key to that at bat was laying off that 1-1 off-speed pitch, staying back and get himself in a hitter's count. Because now he could look for the fastball, and he got it. That was great.
(3-0) to Lockwood. Booker trying to find the strike zone. It's called a strike. 3-1. It will be a no decision for Ramirez after 7 masterful innings. Lockwood fly ball to right field. Fernandez took a step back, now has to run in, and he puts it away for the 3rd out. Kelly Shopek, home run number 21 on the season. A grand slam to tie the game in the 8th.
A 162 games, 26 weeks, 1,458 innings.
You can't catch them all. That's why we rewind.
Tune into Granite City Electric's Red Sox Rewind as Hazel May recaps the week in Red Sox Nation with player profiles, team news, highlights, and more.
Wait a minute. Can we see that again. So sit back, unwind while we rewind.
Granite City Electric's Red Sox Rewind, Monday and Tuesday nights on Nesson. Tonight on Nesson Sports Desk.
Hi, everybody. I'm Hazel May. Patriots linebacker Teddy Bruschi has made a decision on his future, and it doesn't include playing pro football. We'll have the latest for you. The Red Sox bats were hotter than the weather in their series finale against the Devil Rays, and we catch up with the Red Sox top second base prospect. I'll see you later tonight at 10.
Turn to New England's first word on sports, night and day. Nesson Sports Desk tonight after game coverage. Tomorrow morning from 5 to 9.
Well, we've seen a little bit of everything here tonight.
Oh, we have.
You know, we've had 2 plays at the plate, runners thrown out. We've had a triple play, and now we've had a grand slam in the 8th inning from Kelly Shopping.
And see those people that left that went home now. They're sad they went home. They could have stayed and seen it. Oh, that was, yeah. Good piece of hitting. No.
'59 runs batted in on the season now for Shopping to go with the 21 home runs. He's back behind the plate to catch Juan Perez as we move on to the top half of the 9th inning. Top of the order, Santiago Perez to lead things off for Louisville. First pitch from Juan Perez, in there for a strike. Oh, 1 pitch. Ball 1, 1-1. That home run extended Shopping's hitting streak to 6 games.
He's driven in some runs this homestand.
Sure has. 11 for 21 during that 6-game hitting streak. 4 homers. 2-1 pitch coming from Perez. Inside, 3-1.
Gives him 11 RBIs for the homestand already, too, I believe.
Ground ball knocked down by Wooten, but it's going to just roll away from him. So Santiago Perez is on board here to lead off the 9th inning with an infield single. Second hit of the night for Perez. Number 2 hitter William Bergolla, who's had a rough night in the field with 3 errors, has a chance here at the plate. Make up for that. Singled in the 5th, drove in a run with a sacrifice fly in the 7th. Showing bunt. It's a strike. Five here in the top half of the 9th inning. Bunted foul, and it's now 0-2. You would assume they would take off the bunt here, 0-2, but what would you do, Dick?
You know, in definite bunting situations, I always made a bunt with 2 strikes if it's a definite bunting situation, which I think this is. 9th inning, I would have them bunt. I think players bear down more when they have to bunt with 2 strikes, and I think the success rate, I felt, was much better. But
they take it off.
Take it off.
Looks at ball. It's 1-2. But Sweet relays the signs. Perez leads off first. Juan Perez sets, delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Nice curveball.
Second strikeout for Perez since he came in with 2 outs in the 8th inning. 1 down here in the 9th.
Very good curveball. Down inside. Very nice. That's why I like to bunt with 2 strikes in a situation like that. He struck out anyways. If he misses the bunt, well, he's striking out anyways. But if he gets the ball down, you got a runner in scoring position.
Here's the dangerous Edwin Encarnacion. 2 for 4 tonight. Ball 1. Top offensive player for this Louisville team. (1-0). Little low. 2-0. Anastasio Martinez, the right-hander, getting loose in the Pawtucket bullpen. (2-0) pitch. Big cut there from Encarnacion.
He's going for the downs on that one. One thought in mind.
Two and one down, top of the ninth.
.95 miles an hour on the last pitch. I don't even want to throw that hard.
Perez is off and running. Got a good jump, swing and a miss by Encarnacion, but he fouled it off. Just caught a piece of it to even the count at 2-2.
That's one of those situations where he hadn't thrown over the first base, so I'm sure Sweet said, well, let's get this steal on, let him go in case he hits a gapper, since he hasn't thrown over there yet. That's why it's good sometimes to throw over once in a while, just to keep that base runner honest.
Perez not going this time. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout there. Back-to-back strikeouts for Perez after the infield single to start the ninth by Santiago Perez. The number 2 and 3 hitters go down on strikes.
There's that Reagan ball again. Boy, he's had a good one tonight. It's about a 12-6 one right there.
Here's Chris Denorfia. He's 1 for 4. Singled and scored in the 8th. Ground ball left side, backhanded and knocked down, just slowed down a little bit by Machado. They're going to hold the runner at third base. Into second base is Denorfia. Machado got a bit of the glove on it, but it kept rolling towards the outfield and Lockwood, so runners on second and third with 2 down here in the ninth.
That ball was right in the hole. It looked like it skipped up over his glove at the last minute. Then it gets into no man's land, which allows the base runner on first to go to third and the batter runner to go to second base, which takes you out of a forced play at second now. So that hit all the way.
2 down here, and here's Pedro Swan in the ninth. Swan, a couple of strikeouts here tonight. That's ball 1. Top of the ninth inning, 2 down. 2-1 here for Louisville. 2-0. Pitch. Ball 3, 3-0. Probably Perez's last hitter. If Swan gets on, the right-hand hitter Perez is on deck. Griffin making sure Anastasio Martinez is ready to go. 3-0 pitch coming from Juan Perez. Swinging 3-0 is Pedro Swan, and he fouled it back.
Hit the green light. I see a breaking pitch here after that 3-0 swing at the fastball. Oh,
fastball,
right,
swing and a miss, 3-2.
Challenged him. It's a good fastball. Right after him.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 5-5 game, top of the ninth. Perez delivers. Popped up.
Breaking ball.
Lombard comes in from center field. He's under it, and the Paw Sox get out of a big-time jam. 2 left on for Louisville in the top of the 9th. We're tied at 5 heading to the home half of the 9th inning.
162 games, 26 weeks, 1,458 innings.
You can't catch them all. That's why we rewind.
Tune into Granite City Electric's Red Sox Rewind as Hazel May recaps the week in Red Sox Nation with player profiles, team news, highlights, and more.
Diving to make the catch.
Wait a minute. Can we see that again?
Diving to make the catch.
So sit back, unwind while we rewind.
Granite City Electric's Red Sox Rewind, Monday and Tuesday nights on Nesson. Tonight on Nesson Sports Desk.
Hi, everybody. I'm Hazel May. Patriots linebacker Teddy Bruschi has made a decision on his future, and it doesn't include playing pro football. We'll have the latest for you. The Red Sox bats were hotter than the weather in their series finale against the Devil Rays, and we catch up with the Red Sox top second base prospect. I'll see you later tonight at 10.
Turn to New England's first word on sports, night and day. Nesson Sports Desk tonight after game coverage. Tomorrow morning from 5 to 9.
Love the water? Love boating? Then have we got a show for you. Offshore Magazine presents Port-a-Call, the most exciting boating video magazine series on television today. Each week, we'll explore new and exciting seaports along the Northeast coast from New Jersey to Maine. Along the way, we'll share information on the most interesting destinations and what to do while you're there. Recreational boating, it's not just a sport, it's a lifestyle. So come aboard and journey with us to our next Port-a-Call.
Port-a-Call, Sunday nights at 7:30 on Nesson.
We're back at McCoy Stadium here in Pawtucket, 5-5 as we go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Juan Perez coming up with a couple of strikeouts and a key pop-up there to end the inning. Fly out to center field. Runners on second and third. Now we go on to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Bailey, Wooten, and Sherrod. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Paw Sox to face Chris Booker, who gave up the grand slam to Kelly Shopik in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Elizardo Ramirez went 7 1/3, giving up 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, 102 pitches. It'll be a no decision for Ramirez. 0-2 to Jeff Bailey. That triple play came in the second inning. Swing and a miss. 1 down. First strikeout for Booker. Booker this season with 61 strikeouts and 44 innings of work. 7-2 record on the year. His 41st appearance facing Sean Wooten, third baseman. 1 for 3 tonight. Wooten thrown out at the plate back in the 5th inning. Both teams have had a runner thrown out at the plate here in this game. Pops straight up. Drifting towards the first base bag. There's Zap. Foul, fair territory, puts it away. 1 down. 2 down. Check it as Sherrod comes up. Justin's 0 for 3 tonight. Grounded out to short in the 3rd. Struck out looking in the 5th. Flew out to center field, leading off the 8th. That 8th inning started to turn with Machado's trip to the plate. Error on the shortstop. A walk to Lombard on a close pitch. Single by Berg loaded the bases. Shopik unloaded him with the grand slam. 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. 1-1.
Justin's got the capability of turning a fastball around if he gets it in his hot zone.
Sherrod with 13 home runs, 47 runs batted in this year.
Throwing them all breaking balls so far.
One and 2 with 2 down here in the bottom of the 9th. There's a fastball out of the zone. 2-2. 2-2. We go to extra innings here at McCoy Stadium. 5-5 heading to the 10th.
Yeah, Terry, thanks. I got it.
Hey, announcer boy. What is that, tonight's lineup? Remember, that's Y-O-U-K-I-L-I-S.
It's the lineup for July on NESN, and it's N-E-S-N. This month on NESN, the Sox face critical midseason matchups. NESN hits the gridiron with exciting CFL action. And don't miss Charlie Moore's Summer of Fun with hot episodes all summer long.
I like what you did here, but shouldn't you always put the pregame show before the game?
Right, good idea.
Works better that way, announcer boy.
Literally, when you're playing that golf hole there, it's you, the club, the ball, the sound of the ocean, and that bank. And that's all that's to it.
Golfing the World, Sunday nights on NESN. Tonight on NESN Sports Desk.
Hi, everybody. I'm Hazel May. Patriots linebacker Teddy Bruschi has made a decision on his future, and it doesn't include playing pro football. We'll have the latest for you. The Red Sox bats were hotter than the weather in their series finale against the Devil Rays, and we catch up with the Red Sox top second base prospect. I'll see you later tonight at 10.
Turn to New England's first word on sports, night and day. NESN Sports Desk, tonight after game coverage. Tomorrow morning from 5 to 9.
Extra innings here at McCoy Stadium. Louisville was in control of this one. Dick, 5-1 lead. Came apart in the 8th inning, though. And here we are going to the 10th here at McCoy.
That's right. Maris lost a little composure there, and Kelly Shopik turned the fastball around of Booker, and we're tied.
Juan Perez back out there, got out of a jam in the 9th inning that he created with infield single. Followed up, hit by DeNorfia. 2 second and third in that 9th inning, but flyout Swan ended it, and here's Peleas. Two for 4 night for Alex, the second baseman, singled and scored in the 4th, double to left in the 6th.
Juan's had good stuff tonight. He's had a good fastball, and he's had a very, very, very good breaking ball.
That's pulled down the left field line. Looks like extra bases as it makes it all the way to the wall. Peleas turns, heads to second base, is there in there safely with a stand-up double to lead things off in the 10th. Second double of the night for Peleas. 3-hit night. It's now 3 for 5.
All about Beltai.
Another guy who's done some damage tonight at the plate. 4 runs batted in for Sardina. 3-run homer in the 4th. Singled in a run in the 8th. First pitch from Perez. Ground ball right side. Good piece of hitting there. Pedagini well off the bag, throwing to Perez, covering. And he gets the out at first base. Got tangled up at first with Sardina, but the catcher did his job, just trying to move the ball to the right side of the infield. Sliding over to the third is Peleas with 1 down.
One kind of got wrapped up in the baseline here. He didn't take a really good angle to first base, and he almost gets run over here. It's kind of just did tag the bag too. Instead of being inside the baseline, he was on the top of the bag, so he was kind of lucky he didn't get run over.
Infield pulled in for the Paw Sox here. 1 down, tie game, top of the 10th. A.J. Zapp, swing and a miss. Zapp is 0 for 3. Check it, 0 for 2 with a walk. 0-1 pitch. Fouled off. Now 0-2.
2 breaking balls in a row.
Big pitch here, 0-2 the count. Runner on third. 1-2. Pelaez, the runner at third. Time called. Zap at 250 this year with 30 runs batted in.
The infield in. I don't like Sherrod. Sherrod's a little deep in right field against a left-hander on a left-hander. Ooh, what a ball.
Called strike 3. Seems like Perez likes the degree of difficulty to come up. Came on in the 8th inning with runners on first and second. Got a strikeout to end that jam. In the 9th inning, runners were on second and third. He got out of that jam without a run scoring. And then now with the man at third with 1 out, gets Zap looking. Second time he struck out tonight. And there are 2 down here in the 10th.
Another outstanding curveball. He's had a good one tonight.
Ball 1 to Alex Fernandez. Pitch. Line drive, left field, base hit. The number 9 hitter comes through. Another 2-out hit for Louisville that brings in a run. Pelaez walks in and it's 6-5 bats.
Looks like it was a fastball up. No, it was a breaking ball. But he didn't get it where he wanted to get it.
All 6 runs for Louisville tonight have been scored with 2 outs.
2 outs.
Another 2-out hit, this time from the number 9 hitter Fernandez, his second hit of the night. And Louisville's on top by 1 here in the top of the 10th. Back to the top of the order for Santiago Perez. Strike 1. Juan Perez was walking a tightrope for a couple of innings and pushed off by Fernandez with the solid single to left. 6-5 Louisville. Ball 1-1.
That's pretty good hitting though. 6 2-out hits. Drive-in runs.
The 3-run home run in the 4th came with 2 outs. Sacrifice fly in the 7th came with 2 outs. The single by Sardina in the 8th that brought in Denorfia came with 2 outs. And base hit we just saw from Fernandez. And 5 of those 6 runs have been driven in by the bottom third of the batting order, Sardina and Fernandez. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Fernandez takes his lead off first. Juan Perez throws to first. Santiago Perez has to wait at the plate.
I know Sweet would like to get this runner in scoring position if he can. He may try to steal.
Perez comes to the plate. There goes the runner. Fouled off.
That's why sometimes it's good to double over situations where you throw over to first. Just don't throw over there once. Sometimes you double throw. As a manager, sometimes you kind of guess at it and say, well, he's thrown over there once, he won't throw over there twice and send the runner, which he did in that situation. So sometimes it's good to double up.
Alex Fernandez has not stolen the base this season. Not going here. Ground ball picked up by the shortstop. Machado steps on second. That ends the inning. However, the Bats get a run. We go to the bottom of the 10th, 6-5 Louisville.
It's a Charlie Moore Summer of Fun on Nesson. Shake off the cold winter blues with hot new episodes of Charlie Moore Outdoors. This week, what happens when a man is more than a fisherman? When a man is pushed too far? When a man is the Codfather? The entire Codfather trilogy. It's the Charlie Moore Summer of Fun. A whole summer of all-new Charlie Moore Outdoors episodes on Nessun.
Literally, when you're playing that golf hole there, it's you, the club, the ball, the sound of the ocean, and that bank. And that's all that's to it.
Golfing the World, Sunday nights on Nessun. Tonight on Nessun Sports Desk.
Hi, everybody. I'm Hazel May. Patriots linebacker Teddy Bruschi has made a decision on his future, and it doesn't include playing pro football. We'll have the latest for you. The Red Sox bats were hotter than the weather in their series finale against the Devil Rays, and we catch up with the Red Sox top second base prospect. I'll see you later tonight at 10.
Turn to New England's first word on sports, night and day. Nessun Sports Desk tonight after game coverage. Tomorrow morning from 5 to 9.
We go to the bottom half of the 10th inning. The Paw Sox forced to come back again. 6-5 Louisville thanks to the RBI single with 2 outs by Alex Fernandez. The right fielder comes up with a key hit to put the bats on top, and a new pitcher comes on now for Louisville, Joe Valentine.
Joe has pitched in 29 games with an ERA of 6.53. Doesn't have any saves, 27 base on balls, 27 strikeouts. Bonus average against him, 274.
Valentine made 12 relief appearances with the Cincinnati Reds earlier this season, was 0-1 with an earned run average over 9. Sent back to Louisville early May. He has 4 blown saves with the bats this season. 9-1-2 coming up for the Paw Sox here in the bottom of the 10th. Machado, Lombard, Berg. That's the group that got it started in the 8th. Machado had the pass on to first base thanks to the error by the shortstop. Lombard would walk, Berg would single, Shopik would bring them all in with a grand slam in the 8th. Machado leading off here in the 10th. Looks at the ball, 2-0. Valentine pitched here at McCoy Stadium 2 nights ago, a scoreless inning with 1 walk and a strikeout. Ball 3, 3-0. Valentine, 25-year-old, throws a strike, 3-1. Machado, 1 for 3 tonight, scored twice after reaching on an error by the shortstop each time. Paw Sox shortstop looks at a strike, make it 3-2. Three-two pitch. Little bloop left side, grabbed there by the third baseman on the fly, and Encarnacion puts it away, 1 down. Back to the top of the order, George Lombard. Lombard has some pop in that bat with the 14 home runs this season. He could tie it up with 1 swing. Lefty digs in there against the right-handed throwing Valentine. With 1 down here, bottom half of the 10th. Paw Sox down by a run.
An extra base hit here.
After falling behind Machado, 3-0, Valentine retired him, and now Lombard fouls it off his foot for strike 1. Six-five bats, bottom of the 10th. 0-1 pitch to Lombard. Ball 1, 1-1. Paw Sox need a base runner, or they need Lombard to do it himself. In there for strike 2, 1-2. Pitch, strike 3 called.
Breaking ball in the outside corner.
2 down here in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Dave Berg.
You see a breaking ball right on the outside corner. Perfect pitch. He's got to try to fight that one off if he can.
The veteran Dave Berg steps in with 2 down here in the 10th. Strike 1. Berg, who spent the last 3 years with the Toronto Blue Jays, spent the last 10 days away from baseball thanks to a leg injury. Fly ball right side. Will it stay in play? It's in foul ground. Going back to first baseman. Zapp reaches out, and he didn't grab it. Ran into the tarp. Let's see where the ball came down.
Nice effort. Right on top of the top. If he was able to get to the top in time, he would have had a play, but he couldn't get there in time.
Paw Sox down to their final strike. Down by a run. Bottom half of the 10th inning. Valentine looks in. 0-2 pitch to Berg. Just misses. 1-2.
Close. Pretty close.
Berg last playing July 9th against Syracuse. Went 2 for 4. Goes on the disabled list. Comes back to this situation. 2-2. Dave 1 for 4. Hitting at .292 this season. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 10th inning, Louisville trying to put it away, up by a run. Valentine comes to the plate. Berg laid off. They will check it first. The appeal to Jamie Roebuck. He says Berg did not offer. From 0-2, he's worked the count up to 3-2. Joe Valentine steps off. Sardina will run through the signs again. Valentine has one he likes. Comes to the plate. Fouled off again by Berg. Two down here in the 10th. 3-2 pitch to Berg. Down low, and the Paw Sox have the tying run aboard.
With Roberto coming up.
Berg fell behind 0-2. Worked the walk to get to Pettigini with 2 down here in the 10th. Grounded to short in the first, singled in the 4th. That was the first hit against Ramirez. Walked in the 6th, popped out the 2nd with the bases loaded in the 8th. He is the winning run here in the 10th. Big swing and a miss, fouled back as he caught a piece of it. Strike 1.
As you said before, it's been a while since he's hit a home run, so if he's going to hit one, now's a good time, Eric. I think around July 9th or something, I think you said.
In Syracuse, off of Sean Markham, a grand slam. 0-1 pitch. Skipped to the plate, blocked nicely by Sardina. If that gets by, Berg moves into scoring position. One ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Berg has his lead. Valentine's pitch. Again in the dirt. Again blocked by Sardina. That's 2 in a row that he's kept within arm's reach.
Breaking ball. Good job of keeping that ball from getting to the backstop, putting the runner in scoring position. Dave Berg can't take any chances in that situation either.
2-1 pitch to Pettigini. Swung on, fly ball, center field, caught with 1 foot on the warning track by DeNorfia, and that ends the ball game. You got a hold of one, just didn't get enough of it.
Just didn't get enough of it. He just missed it. That could have been a game winner right there. Could have been a game breaker.
Louisville wins it. Final score 6-5 in 10 innings, although they had to hold their breath there the final moments.
Right.
Back to wrap it up here at McCoy Stadium after this.
It's a Charlie Moore Summer of Fun on Nesson. Shake off the cold winter blues with hot new episodes of Charlie Moore Outdoors. This week, what happens when a man is more than a fisherman? When a man is pushed too far? When a man is the Codfather? The entire Codfather trilogy. It's the Charlie Moore Summer of Fun. A whole summer of all new Charlie Moore Outdoors episodes on Nesson.
Literally, when you're playing that golf hole there, it's you, the club, the ball, the sound of the ocean, and that bank. And that's all that's to it.
Golfing the World, Sunday nights on Nesson.
Love the water? Love boating? Then have we got a show for you. Offshore Magazine presents Port-a-Call, the most exciting boating video magazine series on television today. Each week, we'll explore new and exciting seaports along the Northeast coast from New Jersey to Maine. Along the way, we'll share information on the most interesting destinations and what to do while you're there. Recreational boating, it's not just a sport, it's a lifestyle. So come aboard and journey with us to our next Port-a-Call.
Port-a-Call, Sunday nights at 7:30 on Nesson.
Took 10 innings. Louisville had a 5-1 lead in this game. The Paw Sox came back to tie it up at 5. 6-5 the final in 10 innings. Back with Dick Berardino, we had 2 plays at the plate, runners thrown out. We had a triple play. We had a grand slam, and in the end, it's a 2-out single as Louisville got it done all night long with 2 runs.
Right, with 2 outs. They had some clutch hits, and they outscored us 15-5. And as it was, we had a chance to win it at the end with Roberto up there. So they hung in there, and you know, it was a good ball game. Unfortunately, we came out on the wrong end.
That's the end of the 3-game winning streak for the Paw Sox as Louisville gets it by a final of 6-5 in 10 innings. Thank you very much for joining us at McCoy Stadium. For Dick Berardino and our crew, Eric Freed here. So long from Pawtucket. Louisville wins it in 10. Now to Sports Desk.
Teddy Bruschi will not play football this season, and the Patriots must move on with